Parish Council, open at 7:30 p.m. Item 260762, apologies and reasons for absence. We have apologies from councillors Janine Turner and Claire Millington today, otherwise all present. Any other apologies? No. Thank you. Item 260763, declarations of interest and requests for dispensations. Do we have any declarations at all? Any peculiar interests or other interests in relation to anything on the agenda?
There might be one, depending on if we do discuss it, which is the preferred sites, possibly, which is item 2607-06912.
It's down to be discussed, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. So does Dan need to sign anything, or is verbal notification sufficient?
Verbal's okay at this point.
Verbal? Okay. Right. Thank you. And we have an ongoing 4-year disclosable interest from Councillor Chris Bales in respect of anything to do with the clerk. So in those items, he will excuse himself. Thank you. Item 2607-064, our open section. It's the usual wording and explanation there, which everyone I think here knows, so I'll skip over that. Do we have any questions at all or comments from members of the public? Derek?
Yeah, I'd like to ask a question in regard to working from home allowance. Now, I understand that if a person works 40 hours a week or 160 hours a month, they're entitled to a £26 payment. If it's less than that, they receive a pro rata amount. Is that in actual fact the case?
Well, the investigations we didn't pick up on that at all. So it is something that, if you think that is the case, we do need to look into.
Can I chip in?
Unless anyone has a
The
definite...
advice, regardless of whether it's part-time or full-time, is that the clerk is at the discretion of the council allowed to be paid £26 per month, which we did as an HR group into the contract as well, so, which will cover an element of heating, lighting and broadband connectivity. So it also applied to when Mune, the previous clerk,
yes,
was here as well. What the other councils did vis-a-vis her is their decision and discretion. But the £26 is tax-free, it's not subject to PAYE or NI, and we did have a discussion about whether it should be, and we got the advice that it wasn't, so we continued with the £26 per month, which is regarded as best practice, regardless whether it's part-time or full-time.
Well, I take your point, but if you look at 23 hours, that basically equates to just under £4 a month. So we're talking about virtually £22 a month overspent.
How do you get to?
Well, if you've agreed on 26,
Yes.
and if a person is working 160 hours a month,
Yes.
then they will be entitled to a 26.
No, it doesn't matter how many hours they are working. If it's a part-time clerk who's earning £5 hours a month, or a part-time clerk who's doing 30 hours a month, or full-time doing 37.5 hours a month, the advice is that we can, if at our discretion.
We can.
We
so
can. And
it's a decision made by the council.
Yes, it's correct.
So you decided to overpay by £22 a month.
No, that's not what we're saying. We're saying we can pay £26 per month.
Yes.
So it's not overpaying. You can't necessarily pro rata 26 divided through by the hours. So I see how you got there, obviously, but that's not the way the guidance from CAP-OUT and various other bodies, because it's at £6 per week, ergo £26 per month.
I find it rather strange
Okay.
that a company would be, forget about Catworth,
Yeah.
but a company would be if they have an employee who is working a 40-hour week, they have to pay them 26.
No, that's
and
fair.
if someone is working less than that,
Yeah.
they still have to pay.
So, just pick you up on that. We're not a company. If they an organisation. Yeah. So let's look at the tax side of it, because the 26. If I was working at home, for example, I am not. If I was being paid £26 a month from my employer, that would be subject to taxation. The rules have changed recently, because what could happen is if I'm working at home, I can claim under my tax code, via my tax return, a relief for that £26. However, that has been cancelled with effect from the end of the previous tax year. But, hence the debate about does that still apply to councils, and it doesn't, because they can't claim it under their tax code, so we can pay it tax-free £26 a month, and that's a decision the HR group made.
I understand how you got there. You wrapped it up in the whole contract and you decided to do that. But in a way, I really feel it's been misused.
Well, you're entitled to your opinion,
Exactly.
and I respect your opinion as ever. The point here is the best practice advice for all councils, which, as we're discovering, is not vanilla in terms of applying that across to the board in terms of the corporate world. But there are certain nuances regarding council where those are the rules and regarding as best practice. Some councils pay more, they have to pay tax on it. Avoiding the tax angle, that's the advice that we and the recommendation.
Was the advice from Hunting District Council?
No, it was from CAPAC, which is included in the standard template as well. But we have discussed it and debated it.
Well, I'd like to know, another thing. Whilst walking down Church Field, you know you've got the large field, and then it goes into that separate part where we thought there might be some development.
Mm-hmm.
There was this sharp, it was almost like a rifle crack, and a large branch came off of one of the large trees around there. And I'm not talking about something like that. And I've noticed that people tend to walk around the very edge of the field. Now, if somebody had been near that when that happened, it could have been quite dangerous. Now, at this time of the year with the shortage of water, trees do tend to shed branches. Now, is there any way in, I don't know, for these matters around, we could put a warning in as regards walking around there and when walking past the largest trees? I'm just bringing it up as it could have been quite dangerous.
Well, we can consider that. I think that's a hazard when you're walking around any countryside walks. If you're walking next to large trees, unfortunately, it's a hazard you have to take on. If something were to happen, of course, there is potential redress against a landowner, or highways potentially if it was on the footpath. But yes, I think unfortunately it's a hazard that one has to take on when walking around the countryside. But thank you for pointing that out. Thank you. Any other questions? Any other questions before we come to that? Any other questions from anyone? No. Okay. Yes, thank you.
There's two things. One is the neighbourhood plan, and the other thing I do want to mention is about the speed watch device. That's all. But on the neighbourhood plan, I think this report has been submitted anyway. But here it is. The cabinet team have been working closely with our consultant, and the track neighbourhood plan is taking shape. Hurrah. Key elements of the initial documentation have been forwarded to the Planning Department of Huntingdonshire District Council. This is to allow them to undertake statutory consultation with Historic England, Natural England and the Environment Agency for them to determine whether our plan requires a strategic environmental assessment, known as a CSEA. This stage of the process is expected to take 7 weeks. The consultant considers the need for a SEA to be unlikely, but this determination is a mandatory element of the neighbourhood plan and is required before any draft plan can be presented to the community and other stakeholders for the subsequent regulation 14 consultation. Whilst the SEA is under consideration, the Catholic team will continue to work with the consultant to complete and refine the full draft plan and lay the groundwork for the formal regulation 14 consultation. We anticipate that this will take place in September 2026. Thank you from the team. That's that. Just one point I wanted to point out, it may well be that Ian can help me on this one. We have a speed watch group, as you well know. The device that we use to monitor the speeds has actually failed. I'm waiting to hear from one of our contacts who looks after the other part of what we're trying to do, which is the HG watch, to see whether that can be repaired or fixed. But Ian, I think they are county council delivered device.
Well, the actual MBAS sign.
No, it's not the MBAS sign, it's actually a speed watch device.
Oh no, that comes through the police.
That's through the police as well. I'm with the police where to France, but I'm not getting it.
No,
while you were here, I just mentioned in case.
Yeah, no, that's fine. No, that doesn't come through the county council, I'm afraid.
Oh, drat.
Yeah.
Worth a try. I don't know whether it's the parish council that owns the device. I know it was shared with 3 parish councils when it first arrived, but I'm not sure whether it appears on any asset register for Catworth or.
Not from my
It
memory.
doesn't.
When approximately was it purchased? Is it? Any
I
idea?
don't know, I was in shorts, but still I'm in shorts. I think it's been going for probably, well, as long as the speed watch group has been existing, which was before we moved into the village, which was 10 years ago. So it's done sterling work, but I suppose these devices do give up in time.
When you do get some contact from the police then,
Yeah.
is that something they will know? Would
Well,
be
they
able
should
to-
do, but I'm hoping from what Ian's saying that they will be able to offer a solution to repair, recalibrate or whatever it needs. But at the moment we are not able to run a speed watch session. So we're moving into the second bit, which is the HGV watch. But I think that appears as an agenda item later on.
I am going to Ellington Parish Council. They've got a speed watch on Monday, so I'll ask them if they've got a contact that I can come back to you.
Thank you.
Oh, okay. Thank you very much. Thank you, Ian.
I've not seen the cabinet before, so I think it's on OneDrive.
It's not
Yeah.
yet. No, it's only
Just
just
not
been
there.
done. So no,
Good.
so I might read it on it. Any other questions at all? Reports? No. Okay. Thank you very much. So item 260765, report from our HDC councillor. Do we have a report
We do not.
at all? None. Okay. So moving on to 260766, report from our Cambridgeshire County Councillor then please. Thank you, Ian.
Thank you very much, Chair. It's good to see you back.
Thank you. Good to be back.
In the chair. Following the clerk's email to me and an email from District Council, I've been on to Cambridgeshire Highway with regard to the repair at the junction of High Street and Station Road. That is a temporary repair. It should have had a yellow dot in the middle of it, so that then you are perfectly, if you see a repair like that with a yellow dot in, then you know it's temporary. I am told today, and I've noticed the
They've combed it out.
they've combed it out. They will be out tomorrow to cut it all out and do it properly. So you should get the whole patch should be done, and then it should be sealed around the edge. So if it is not, can you please let me know, because I will chase them again. That's what should occur tomorrow. They said they did try and come out on an earlier date, but there's too many parked cars, so I think that's why.
correct, they did.
So
Yeah.
that's
Yeah,
why they
absolutely.
put the bollard there. So hopefully tomorrow, when they get here, they can get on with the job.
Which is the same day that the church road is closed. is
Well,
it?
it wasn't closed
on-
today.
It wasn't closed today,
Yeah,
so
no,
we don't
no.
think they're doing the works at the moment.
There is some
As in
spray
BT.
on the road, and
There
there's
is.
some green spray, isn't
Yeah,
there?
there is. Yeah.
So the other thing, just to make you aware of, if you're using the A1 between the Hell Western turn and the V645 and the Buckton roundabout, in the evenings of the 15th of July, which is a Wednesday, and Thursday the 16th, between 9 p.m. and 5 a.m, the road will be closed for resurfacing. So the diversion, if you're coming north up the A1, is to come off at Y Boston and follow the 428 to the Caxton Gibbet, and then go north along the A1198, join the A14 just outside Godmanchester, and then follow the A14 back to join the A1. So if you're coming that way, perhaps your
So
way
is that
home.
a nighttime closure?
It's a nighttime closure
Nighttime.
between 9 p.m. and 5 a.m. There is a caveat though, it's weather permitting. So if the weather was to turn or it's too hot, then perhaps they may change that.
Okay.
So with regard to the closure on the B645, that is proceeding for the 20th of July. The agreed diversion route has now been agreed with North Hants Council as well, because the diversion route goes through there. So the diversion is, if you're coming along the B645, when you get to the Catworth turn, i.e. the B660, you will follow the B660 all the way through Catworth down to the A14, and then along the A14 to the Thrapston turn. You then follow the A45 to the McDonald's roundabout. You then turn left down London Road and go all the way to the crossroads in Broad, and you go straight across, which is then the Chelveston Road, and you follow that into Chelveston and turn left and come back to Tilbrook that way. Now I know the locals will go through the Covington and Tilbrook Range that way. But that, I'm just telling you, that is the diversion route. County Council will be putting up notices on the Covington to Tilbrook Range Road advising, that it's not suitable for HGVs. The same with regard to Station Road in Tilbrook, there will be signs up saying it's not suitable for HGVs.
So coming through Catworth, is that going to be HGVs as well then?
Everything that
They're
comes down the
coming through Catworth,
A45,
are
it will all be coming through Catworth, I'm afraid. So
Okay.
it's for a maximum of 7 weeks, but the County Council have allowed a contingency in that, so hopefully the work will be completed within a shorter timescale. They're trying to get it done during the school holidays.
There'll be some good repairs they're doing then, won't they?
Yeah. So we'll have, that is it. But if an issue does develop, you'll have to let me know, and I'll then contact Highways and see if we can do anything to mitigate those sort of issues.
Do you know if there'll be any signs on the A1 for anyone that wants to go westbound?
I have asked.
To advise that the B645 is shut
Is closed. Yes, I have.
Because that will then
asked.
encourage lorries
Yeah,
to stay on the A1.
I have asked the County Council to put signs on the A1 where the B645 at the Buckton roundabout, so that HGVs or vans are not coming off there to do exactly, And I've asked for them to do it also on the B645 at the Higham Ferrers end of the roundabout there,
Right.
on the A6, so that hopefully then they'll follow the A45 and but then won't come through Catworth. They'll carry on, go that way rather than. That's
Yep.
the best I can do
Okay,
at this
yes.
stage.
No, thank you.
Hopefully that will help the situation. Then, just to let you know, we did have a County Council by-election in Roman Bank and Peckover at the beginning of the month. That was won by Reform by a majority of 26 votes. We now have another by-election on the County Council following the resignation of another Reform County Councillor. So that one will be at the end of this month and will be in Ramsey. Cambridgeshire County Council are again this year undertaking a quality of life survey in Cambridgeshire. The survey will enable you to share your views on life in Cambridgeshire as well as the issues that matter most to you and your community. Residents will be asked about a range of topics including life and community, transport, health and well-being, children and young people, and perceptions of the council and its services. The results will inform council discussions and priorities for the years ahead. The survey is open to residents until the 5th of August, so it's open now. Please go to the County Council website, and then when you open the website, go to Council and Democracy to take part. I told you about the B645. If any of you use the Grapham to Brampton Road, that will be closed from the 27th of July to the 31st of July to complete the repairs to the potholes. The resurfacing work of that road will then be done later, along with the main quiet way works for that to be installed. Did I tell you last month about the North West Anglia in Chibrook Hospital consultation? I can't remember. Don't think so. Right. North West Anglia NHS Foundation Trust in Chibrook Hospital Redevelopment Programme have launched their public and community engagement initiative. The Trust is inviting feedback from 3 key areas: how patients, visitors and staff arrive at them and move around the hospital site, what the future care experience should feel like, including single rooms and digital technology, and how the wider hospital site can support the community life and well-being. The revised site would mean where the hospital currently sits, that would be a park, and then behind the new treatment centre, that's where the new hospital will be. So if you want to take part in that, you can do that by going to hinchinbrookhospital.commonplace.is/. The County Council are now have introduced a blood pressure monitor loan scheme. Blood pressure monitors are now available to borrow from libraries across Cambridgeshire. Around 1 in 12 adults in Cambridgeshire are estimated to have high blood pressure without experiencing any obvious symptoms, signs or symptoms. High blood pressure increases the risk of cardiovascular disease and can often be lowered through simple lifestyle changes. The scheme helps residents to check and understand their blood pressure while empowering them to make informed choices about their health. Blood pressure monitors are available at all 33 libraries as well as the 3 mobile libraries, so that includes the mobile library that comes to Catworth. Any library member aged 18 or over can borrow a monitor for 3 weeks or 5 weeks if you're borrowing from a mobile library. If you want to borrow one, you need to be a library member, and you just simply take your card and speak to a member of staff, and they will provide you with the said monitor. The Cambridgeshire libraries this year are reinstigating the summer challenge for primary school and preschool children, which started on the 4th of July. The theme for this year is Read to the Beat, an adventure in stories, music and sound. Children are invited to read 6 books over the holidays, collect rewards along the way. They will also receive a certificate and medal when they complete the challenge. So that was all I had to really say. Apart from local government reorganisation, we should have an idea round about the 16th of July as to what the government thinks we should be doing in Cambridgeshire. So once we know that, we'll let you all know. But it won't affect the parish council apart from we'll have a different person sat here.
Maybe.
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 But that's all I had to really say, unless there's anything you wanted to raise with me on a county council matter.
Does anyone have anything?
I've got one. Was there really any point in slapping a bit of tarmac in that for like a week before doing the real repair? That's just a waste, isn't it?
Well, I would say probably yes, but they say to me that is what they have to do, because technically when I came out with the officer, we saw that it's then classed as something needs to be done.
Yeah.
So they've done that, and then they've come back Now you've been quite fortunate that they've come back within a week. Sometimes it can be 6 to 12
Yeah,
weeks,
okay.
so before it gets done.
Okay.
But normally, you should have been told, or realised that it was a temporary repair, because it should have had a yellow dot painted in the middle. Then that stops you then chasing the county council. It stops people then chasing me, because you know, oh, they're going to come back, and then they will cut it out to the size that is shown on the road. So if it's not done to that, and it's not sealed properly, can you let me know? Because I will go straight back to the area manager. So if it's done tomorrow, let me know what it looks like. Because I can't.
We will. Ian.
I'm sure you will. I'm sure you will. And I'm still chasing to try and find out about the grit. Why it's taking longer than I would like, but you know, they're changing staff left, right, and centre. And I think that partly down to LGR, because staff are unsettled, and therefore, if a job comes up, like say North Northants or West Northants, because they've already gone through the process, they know it's a more secure job than if they're sitting in Cambridgeshire or Huntingdonshire councils, because they don't know whether in 18 months' time that council will still exist. So they're all going to have to be looking for jobs going forward. So, you know, it's unsettling to start. But of course it does make then things difficult trying to get jobs sorted for everyone.
I just have a question for you. You mentioned back in April
Yeah.
that on public footpaths there were some gates
Yes.
sort of ready to be installed
Yeah.
somewhere.
They've given me the time frame,
Okay.
a 12-month time frame for this financial year. So, but I will chase again and see if they've got more an update.
Because the ones down at Little Catworth,
Yeah.
certainly, well, one is non-existent and the other one is so wobbly you have to have someone else hold it in order to be able to climb over it.
Yeah.
So,
I'll chase them again.
And the other one just has a bar that's about this height that you have to limbo under, which
Yeah.
is fine, but for some people, not so good.
Yeah.
And obviously we've been waiting for those for 3 or 4 years.
Oh,
Mm.
I know. I know.
So, yeah. Okay, thank you.
All right.
Thank you very much for all your help.
That's
Ian.
all right.
Thank you.
Do you have a meeting in August or?
We do.
You do?
Yes, we do have a meeting.
What date is that?
The 12th of August.
12th of August. I will do my best to attend, but I'm going into hospital at the end of July, so it just depends. And the consultants told me it may be 4 weeks recuperation, so it just depends whether I'm feeling up to it, whether I can drive. So that's the other problem
No,
I
that's-
have.
Oh, right, okay. Well, we
So-
wish you luck
Yeah, all the
with
best
that
for
then.
that.
Yes,
Thank you.
all the best.
So,
Yes.
you know, if I can be here, I will be, but just to pre-warn you, that may be the case if I'm not. All right?
Okay, thank
Thank
you.
you.
Look
Yes.
forward to seeing you. If not, I'll see you in September,
Thank
hopefully.
you. Okay.
Cheers now.
Thank you.
All right,
Bye.
yeah, take care.
Cheerio.
Bye.
Yeah, thank you. So moving on, item 260767. We have 3 lots of minutes to approve. The first one is to approve the minutes from the extraordinary meeting on the 26th of March. Unfortunately, there were only 3 councillors there at the time, and we need 3 councillors in order to approve those, and only 2 of us are here today. One of those 3, I think, has already given advance warning that they won't be here in August, so we will need to defer that one till September, please. To approve that. The next one is to approve the extraordinary meeting minutes from the 28th of May. Present at that meeting were myself, councillors Jeff Price, Chris Bales and Janine Turner. So of those we have at least 3 of us here. So do we have and approve?
I'll approve them.
Yes, okay, and a seconder please.
I'll second.
So Chris to second, and all those in favour? 3 in favour, carried, thank you. Item, and the third then is approval of the ordinary meeting on the 10th of June. Again, there were 4 councillors present at the time. Councillors Jeff Price, Chris Bales, Ollie Burstall and Claire Millington. So we have 3 of you here today. So could I please have a proposer to approve those minutes, please? Propose. Okay, Chris to propose, and a seconder, please. Jeff to second, and all those in favour. So 3 carried unanimously. Thank you very much. Item 260768, apologies. Clerk's report, please.
Okay, keep it reasonably brief. So following quite a flurry of activity surrounding the internal audit, the past month's been a lot calmer, but it's remained quite a busy period. We've sent all of the required documents back to the external auditor now, which is PKF Littlejohn, and we hopefully will get their feedback in the next few weeks. I have secured an extended free trial of Parish Online, which is a cloud-based mapping and asset management system designed specifically for local councils, which enables a council to map and manage its assets and street furniture and other parish information. And I've also registered the Parish Council for a PSGA, which is a public sector geospatial agreement licence, which provides eligible public sector bodies with free access to ordnance survey mapping data and services, which allows us to also make full use of Parish Online. I thought this would be very useful for the neighbourhood plan. And that's all free of charge as
You
well.
incidentally have already made use of it.
Excellent
Fine.
news, good. Following a recommendation from the internal auditor, I've spent quite a lot of time this month developing a comprehensive suite of data protection policies and procedures, which I hope members have had a chance to review so that they can be formally adopted and implemented as soon as possible. We do have an agenda item later to cover that. And finally, I've spent a fair bit of time liaising with the County Council and Sunbelt regarding the closure of Church Road that should have happened today, ensuring that necessary arrangements and communications are in place with residents, which of course they're not. And I pointed out to them that they were not following the conditions of the TTRO, and therefore they should not be closing the road without 2 weeks' notice. The County Council agree with me. I presume they have taken this on board, given that they did not close the road today. However, they are not communicating with me about this. I have no further details. I don't know if they'll close it tomorrow, or if they'll ever close it, or what they intend to do. But I'm trying really hard, and I've been, yes. And I think that's about it from me.
Yeah, we've seen you trying. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Victoria, and for all the extra work as well, and keeping up to date with everything. Yes, thank
And
you.
also putting things on a OneDrive makes life a bit easier.
Yes, yes.
I'm glad that
Can
worked.
you put that in
Yes,
as a note as well?
yes.
I've just uploaded something to the OneDrive as well.
Oh, what, going the other
I
way?
didn't know whether we would be able to do it. You know, I've just uploaded the Catworth Parish Council donations and grants policy.
Fantastic. Did we receive a notification when somebody's uploaded something? No.
No.
No, it didn't appear so. So there you go. So next step.
Okay.
Could I request an expansion of what you've already done to
Oh.
include minutes and stuff?
Yeah,
So just have it as a monthly,
Yeah, that's
Yeah, it's
fine.
brilliant.
everything in one place.
Yeah, it's so much easier.
Yeah.
Get better.
Yeah, so we have all the information coming out to councillors.
Yeah.
So I think that was a trial run, doing it with our agenda pack.
Yeah, just
So-
having it all in one pot, because coming by email it gets
Well, I
separated
can put it
and
in
all that.
folders and make
Yeah.
it, signpost it
Yeah,
a bit better.
that's it. But yeah, it's just handy having it all in one location.
Yes. We probably still need an email just to let us know there's something new in there.
Yes.
Yeah.
But, yes. Yeah. Good. Thank you very much. Super. Some nice new initiatives coming through. Excellent. Item 2607069, planning. Part 1, the North Huntingdon and St Ives Cumulative Impact Group. Do you think they could perhaps think of a shorter name?
I'm hoping for
Can
a
you
longer,
can you perhaps
longer
put that to them at their next meeting? Any updates? I'll pass over to Chris.
So there is a meeting tomorrow evening at Pathfinder House. I'm certainly going along. Anybody else that is interested is welcome to come along with me. The previous meeting was more about sorting out the structure of this new committee because they've expanded massively, hence the name change. So they now cover not only Huntingdonshire, but St Ives, God Manchester, and some of the areas around that. So they are taking on a very, very large remit. As far as I'm concerned, I want to make sure that the original remit of any Section 106 money is being equally distributed, and some at least being spent on infrastructure and transport, because it's going to have more of a bearing. It's not only industrial now, it's going to be residential as well. So it's more important than the original remit perhaps to make sure that if there is any money available, we have a say in how it is allocated and spent.
Yes, thank you. Good, very good points put. It seems that it's now a group basically for the whole of Huntingdonshire?
Yes.
For the whole HDC area, current HDC area?
It is, but it's also taking on a very large number of housing developments as well. So the focus shifts very slightly.
Okay, thank you. What time is that meeting tomorrow?
7?
Sure, it's 7.
7 o'clock.
I'll let you know. That may be a little early for me. Okay. Thank you, Chris. Thank you. Any questions at all? Thank you. So thank you for your continued involvement, and please do keep us updated.
Will do.
Thank you. Second item under planning is to do with the local plan 2046, specifically the additional preferred sites. The consultation period relating to the additional sites ended on the 10th of June, and the Parish Council submitted within the deadline. However, further correspondence has been forthcoming, and the Council is currently considering whether any further action is required on this particular matter. This is an item, I don't know, is this Dan? You may not want to be.
No, do you want me to go out?
I think probably because it is to do with the fruit field, isn't
Yeah,
it?
that's right.
Yeah.
Come and get me moved up.
Presumably Dan can listen, just not take
Yeah, you
part.
can listen.
But actually,
I talk.
yeah.
I suppose, yes.
You go sit in the audience instead.
I suppose, and not be visible to councillors, so that we don't get any body language or any.
Do you want me to go over there? I'll stand in the corner.
Yes, please. In the naughty area. Thank you. Okay, so to note that Dan Green has left the meeting. Thank you. So we identified a possible incorrect statement that had been made to do with the Parish Council's stance on this. Councillors have exchanged some comments and put forward some response to that. All councillors have had the option to do that. So of those responses that we've had, are we all, the rest of us, happy to proceed with a response along those lines?
I am.
Yes. Yes, so okay. So if we're all happy with that, would you like me to collate those responses and then send them? So I think there's a bit of missing information on dates and that type of thing which needs looking up.
If you could pull it
Would
together
you like me to
and
pull that together, and then
maybe we
I'll
just have a review
pass it
and
round
then-
again
Yeah, exactly.
as it,
Yes.
so that it's then a complete document.
Thank you.
Yes,
Good
for
idea.
everybody to
Yes.
approve on that. Okay,
Can I
thank
just
you.
say, Chair,
Mm.
I think it's imperative that we get some statement on the Parish Council website soonest to make sure that the public understand that we are not in active discussion with one particular landowner, or rather his agent. And the statement is that he's added out of time to somebody else's application is not appropriate.
Yes, I agree with that. Yeah.
Just thinking about perception, might it be sensible for us to say what is appropriate and not say what isn't appropriate? So all comments should be received within time and guidance is clearly given by Hans DC.
Turn it down to a more positive, more positive statement.
I'm trying to avoid the situation where we end up in a tit for tat and argumentative statements going back and forth. If we can be positive in the statements we put forward and correct, then it can't escalate accidentally.
Yes, very good point, well made there. Yes, okay. So once I've pulled that together, obviously we'll all have a chance to have a look at it, if we can do so, obviously as soon as possible, with a response, either yes or no, or any further amendments required, so we can get that out as soon as possible, really. But yes, as well as responding to HDC, we do need to put a statement on the website. Yes.
That's fair.
Yes. Thank you very much. And item 2607, third item under planning. Sorry, so Dan Green, please note. Yes. Welcome back.
Oh, who are you?
Oh, hello.
Very warm out there.
Dan Green has returned to the meeting.
On the hours.
Thank you. Have you noted times?
I haven't actually. I have the recordings.
Okay. Third item on the planning section is from the Planning Advisory Group to report any updates on the large development in Kimbolton. Do we know of any updates?
Not aware
Chris,
of
you've been
any.
following this, haven't you? Not aware of any yet. Okay. So is this something that we want to keep on the agenda until there are some updates?
I'd be happy to remove it until such time that there is something to report.
Yeah. So we'll remove from agendas. It can always come back on. If there are any developments. Thank you. Also, the Planning Advisory Group to report on any updates relating to the planning status of 41 Station Road. I'm
Are we
not aware of
expecting something
anything.
then? Because there is no application, is there currently?
No, exactly.
No, I've checked today and there is nothing still.
No. So that was that's something that we're writing to HDC to ask if there should be a planning application for it.
Yeah.
So
Who took the action?
Claire. That's Claire.
Okay,
Yes.
that's fine.
I was going to say, I'm
To do
sure there
that.
was
Oh,
action.
yeah.
but-
Yes. So we will ask Claire for an update as to where we're up to on that one. Thank you. So Clark, would you be able to send Claire an email, please, and ask her how that's going? Thank you. And finally, on the Planning Advisory Group, to report on any other planning-related matters. The only other items on the planning portal are just approvals of listed building consents for Manor Farm and 1 High Street. So various materials approvals and their consents. So just to note that those have all gone through. Thank you. Item 260770, Neighbourhood Plan. We've already received the monthly report from the Catnip team, as read out earlier by Mike Brazel. I don't think there's anything else to add from my side on that? No. So that's just an update. We're getting there. So, lovely, thank you. 0771 Finance. So first item is the year-to-date performance for the first quarter, which is due at the end of June. So to note the performance which has been put forward by the Finance Working Group. So Jeff has kindly put everything together for us and circulated that round all councillors. Do we have any questions at all?
Very good, Jeff. Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much. Very clear there. So no problems, no issues with that? No. Good.
There's just one thing, which is the
oh.
Parish Parks Partnership, which is this earmarked funds that's at the
Yep.
bottom, the 1,303. Victoria and I went over and looked at all of the records that were handed across, and the only reference we could make to it was about 10 years ago as a single line item on a scrappy bit of paper. It's not too far from the truth, so we need to really understand where that money's come from, what restrictions there are on it, because we've kept it carried forward at the moment, but we don't have sufficient evidence at the moment. So we'll keep it there until the end of the year, and if we can't find anything, we'll release it back into the general fund.
Well, it was about 2 years ago, it was allocated out to pay for the replacement gate at Little Catworth.
Yep.
But then County Council came along and said, well, actually, as it's a public right of way, and it's completely disintegrated just because of age, that particular style, they would put it on their replacement list. So we've got the quotes and all that sort of thing.
It could be an earmarked fund that we decide,
yeah.
but if we've been carrying it forward for so many years, there needs to be, I would hope there would be some income, like a SIL. There's a restriction on it, you've received it from a beneficiary, etc. But if we decide that we reappraise it and then we minute it properly, so be it. But at the moment, it's not minuted adequately enough. But we'll keep it there for the next few months, and then we'll adjust it at the end of the half year.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
Because we need reliable, sufficient evidence.
so that was the stance certainly of council about 2 years ago, that it was for things like that, anything to do with public rights of way, where perhaps you wanted to replace something that didn't actually need replacing as such.
Right,
So
let's find
as
a
in
minute.
put a gate
Let's put it in
front
yeah.
instead.
Let's find a minute and we'll go from there. But at the moment, we can't find anything.
Okay. Right. Thank you for looking. So can we minute that about trying to find out more about the partnership? Thank you. Continuing with finance, second item is the June 2026 bank reconciliation. It's detailed on the agenda. Any questions at all?
First direct debit went through, so that's good.
Yes.
The street lights one?
Although we are still getting notifications from NPAR that apparently we're not paying our bills and we have an account in default, but that's fine because we are paying our bills by direct debit. I'm in communication with them to stop the letters.
Thank you, Victoria.
And also to send them to me because they have our address.
Yes, because they also sent it through to our
Yes, they
previous address, temporary address.
Even though they have the new address, it's
Great.
going well.
There we go.
But they're getting their money. And
They're getting the money,
and
they
the
just don't
amount
know
is
it.
going down a lovely amount every month as well. on the
Yes,
direct
yeah.
debit.
Good.
Good, lovely. So third item under finance is approval of July 2026 invoice payments. To consider the list of payments, it's all listed on the agenda for everybody to see. Any questions at all on any of those payments?
So, not specifically on the payments, but something I've noticed is that we're not comparing what we're doing against budget. Should we?
We should, yeah, but then we do it quarterly. So that's what I sent across. And
Wouldn't that be now?
Well, that's what Jeff's already
that's
just done
what I
on
said.
item 1.
So you're comfortable, we're comfortable in terms of rates?
Yes, we are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
The only thing that I did notice was that the audit fee was significantly higher than in previous years, the internal audit fee, which was £99 last year, and it was 200.
Yes, I think there are reasons.
So £260. It's a different provider as well, more professional. I think we were led to believe as well.
So I just wonder if it's worth on the monthly
Yeah.
agenda just saying whether we think this stuff is in line with budget, or
Yes.
for example what you've just said, that's 2.5 times budget.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
It's not. It's just a thing. It's
Yes.
something to be
Yeah,
aware
no,
of,
happy
rather than
to-
good or bad.
Although we are getting that with the quarterly
Yes, we can,
accounts that we're doing, which is
do
what financial regs
Yeah.
require, is that we do that quarterly. So
Agreed.
are
It's more
we
case of
really
us managing
going too
as
much
opposed
into it
to-
by doing it
Well,
every
it's
month?
just our management of the accounts as opposed to everything else, seeing
It
where
doesn't
it
take long
comes
to
to.
do. Yeah. I'm happy to do that. Because as you've seen in the accounts, there's lots and lots of line items in there which are all over the place, where we've put numbers in for contingency, for S137s, for the election, the income from the refund, etc. So it's a little bit discombobulated, but yes. And then we've got quite a big section of other, which is all of these memberships, which are in and of themselves are quite small and tiny, but as you say, only three times as much, although not a big value.
And this is the issue at the moment you see in business as well, is there's lots and lots and lots of little things, all of which are people taking a slice of the small amount we started with.
Which is how
that's the thing that worries me.
Which is how we picked up on the defibrillator as a simple example with double there. And when we do the meeting in November as a finance group to plan the budget, etc. Yeah. So I'll put it in a monthly that we can share around onto the OneDrive, and then we'll report quarterly as required as well. Yeah, that's happy to do that.
Thank you.
Colour coded, Jeff. Orange is, or yellow is expected, green is less than, red is
I'm
over.
happy to take any feedback on colours.
That's very
If you can't tell between red and green.
well, that's all the fundamental colour bar.
Okay, if we all approve those payments, could I please have a proposer for approval?
Yes.
So Dan proposed and a seconder, please. Ollie seconding. All those in favour to make all those payments?
I can't, it involves a car.
Correct. Thank you. Thank you for reminding me about that. Thank you, Chris. So, all in favour who are eligible to vote. Thank you. So we also have a consideration as part of the expenses that were incurred were to do with the council's new mobile phone and the contract. So we have a consideration as to whether to pay the mobile phone charges by direct debit, because the contract, I think, had to be set up in, did you set it up in your name, Chris? I think.
It's set up in the clerk's name.
In the clerk's name.
But it's paid for by my PayPal.
Yeah.
On a temporary basis.
Yes.
Now, the issue is that particular provider doesn't accept direct debit payments. They will accept credit card, debit card, or PayPal.
Right.
Now, I'm happy to keep paying it because I can ensure it's paid in a timely manner, and then the risk is mine, so that we don't end up with any issues with perhaps not, or the council could opt for one of the preferred payment methods by this particular vendor.
Okay, I mean we don't deal with any of those three,
No.
I suppose, payment methods. So
I am happy to allow it to continue to collect from my card and then claim it back as an expense. It doesn't belong to me. It's a council asset.
Yeah.
The same belongs to Catworth Parish Council, it's registered in the clerk's name. So.
The alternative is we could set up a PayPal account for the council and pay directly from the bank account.
Seems a shame to have to do that for one per hour.
I'm not saying it's good or bad, I'm just providing
For
an
whatever it
alternative.
is, for £4.50 a month.
Personally, I'm happy for you to continue that way, Chris, if you're comfortable doing it.
Yeah.
It's less admin for others to coordinate. And then
More than likely, if we were to go to one that offered a direct debit, it would be £7.99 a month.
Well, exactly, it would be
That's-
twice that
that
cost,
would be
wouldn't
the
it? Yeah.
trade-off.
Yeah.
And just a reminder, this is so you can get all of that authentication for various.
For two-factor authentication.
Yeah.
Well, it becomes a parish council
Yeah.
contact method as well.
Yeah. Good.
So, so we can't set up a direct debit then?
Continue
So we
as we
don't
are.
need to do that.
Continue
So
as
to
we are.
continue
Yeah.
as we are, Chris to submit monthly expenses,
Yeah.
then yes, that's fine, thank you. We also need to note receipt of a nil value invoice from Community Heartbeat Trust for some replacement defibrillator pads for the Village Hall defibrillator, which are provided as part of the maintenance contract. Maintenance package.
Can I just add on the Community Heartbeat Trust, can we make sure that the invoices are actually addressed to Catworth Parish Council and go to your address, please? So there's no doubt that we don't fall a victim of not paying on time, etc. Because at the moment the address is all over the place on the two invoices.
There are still discussions to be had about the
Yeah, but
defibrillator
certainly
going
the
on.
one that's on the high street. If you
Oh, yes.
can get
Are
that
they-
one address changed, if that hasn't been already.
Okay.
Well, if we're paying the bill on the Village Hall one, then it should be addressed to us, those buildings as well. Also to note that the N-Power bill issued on the 22nd of June 2026 of £107.13 was paid by the new direct debit. Item 2607 71.4, so we're still under the finance section here. Approval of July 2026 payroll payments. In order to do this, strictly speaking, Chris, we should
Yeah, sure.
ask you to excuse yourself for a moment, please.
Certainly.
So Councillor Chris Bell's
It's fresh.
fresh air,
Hot
okay.
air.
Wow.
Excused at 08:28. Okay, so we have the full breakdown has been already emailed through to all councillors for salary, employer NI and employee NI all lumped together, giving an amount of £506.99. Do I have a proposer, please, to pay those? Dan proposed, and a
I'll second,
seconder.
yeah.
Yes. Jeff seconding. All those in favour? Yeah, carried unanimously. Thank you very much. Right, could we call Chris back in, please?
I'll do it next time.
You did it with his crew.
If I did.
So noted that Councillor Chris Bales rejoined the meeting at 08:29. Item 2607 71.5, review of banking authorities following addition of the clerk. Just to let council know that I initiated the authority for Victoria to be on the Lloyds bank account. Jeff then did the secondary authorisation for that. Victoria, have you had everything through yet?
No.
Oh, okay.
I've had a
Nice
card
surprise.
reader.
You've had the card reader?
I've had a card reader, not a card, and therefore no actual way of getting it.
Oh, right, okay. So it's on its way then, hopefully.
Maybe.
Yes. Yeah,
Yeah,
send
maybe
them
not.
through.
With Lloyds.
It's
send them through obviously in
It
separate.
did say 5 working days
Yeah.
for both things, but the first thing didn't want 5 working days.
Okay. So hopefully for next month then, you'll then be able to start setting up payments.
Yes, hopefully.
Right, so
Okay, so that being the case then, I wanted to do this before we sort of went through to approval.
While we're on the subject of lawyers, I've asked them to send some evidence of the £4.50 a month account bill that they charge us through to your address. I'm guessing you've not had it.
No.
No. I'll have to reinstigate that.
Oh, right, okay. These are the standing account charges.
Yes.
Yes,
they do come through on the monthly bank statements.
but there's no actual document.
No, there's a document behind it, which is the document I sent to you this morning.
You were missing them for some reason.
There were
Yeah,
two
there's
that
two
were
missing.
that were
Yeah.
missed. Yeah,
They were the two.
those were the two that you referenced.
Yeah.
But when you, at the end of each month, you can extract the bank statements, and it has the details of the fees as well. So when you get the access, and in the meantime, I'll do that for you as well.
Okay, thank you.
I'll see if I can go back and get the old.
You can't get them.
I don't think you can.
Because we were on paper bills at that point, there's
Right,
nothing
that's
electronic.
Good point. Yeah. Anyway, it's 2 invoices. It's,
Yeah.
We can still evidence them in other ways, it's just nice to have a complete set
Yeah.
of documents.
Of course. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much for actioning on that. Would you like me to, shall we turn this off now, the aircon, for a little while?
Just turn it
It's
off.
lovely for us. It's just going straight over the top of us, I think.
It's probably because I think the aircon is still on through there, so we'll try it. If it gets warm again, we'll put it back on. There we go. It'll be a bit quieter as well.
That's lovely,
That being the case then, as Victoria isn't yet able to set up the payments for the July invoice payments, either Ollie or Dan, could you please set those up for us?
Do it again.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, I'll do it.
Yeah.
Yes.
So Ollie to set up payments.
And all of those are in the invoices bit of one
The drive, yeah.
Brilliant. Okay.
So it'll be those and obviously the clerk's
Yeah, that's where it
salary
gets
amount.
tricky, doesn't it, when you try and upload the payments, you have to keep going through the
Well,
emails.
yeah,
It's got in the past,
finding all references.
double checking it.
Oh, right, yes.
Yeah, so having them in one.
On which topic, the HMRC reference doesn't exist on any of the other paperwork, I don't think. So can we just take that offline? And so when you put the reference line in for the Lloyd's payments, there's an old HMRC reference, but I couldn't find that on any of the other paperwork. So can we just take that offline and have a look at it?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I need all the
Yes,
card
yes,
and card
yeah.
reader and stuff to actually get in to check what the
Yeah.
reference is that's
Yeah.
in there at the moment.
Yeah, I think it's this. Yeah.
Okay, so once Victoria has access, then next month, then, or
Probably
unless
bigger than
we could do this now, is to, at the moment we have obviously both Dan and Ollie having the restricted access in order to make payments. From next month we'll only need one backup
Yeah.
person.
Yeah.
So between you to decide who's going to remain the backup and who then, once Victoria's got the full access, I can then put on for full authorisation.
Coin handy.
Yeah.
So who would like to do which job basically?
Yeah, I don't mind.
Don't mind. It was the same for the charity as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, we'll
So
do that
just
later.
Do the same thing
Yeah.
on that.
So can I have a decision from you two then,
I
please? Or would you
volunteer
like me
for
to get a
one.
coin and flip it?
I've got a coin.
Go on then.
It's just the only fair one.
Does that mean the
So
person
Somebody
who wins
with a
has to
coin in
choose?
their pocket.
I was going to say you have cash.
Yeah, I've got euro, plenty of euros. I think. There's a
Right,
20
come
cent
then.
piece.
Oh, that's an awkward one to flip, isn't
It's
it?
not the best, is it?
Okay.
So we're going to
Oh, sorry, who's going to call head or tails?
Heads.
Heads that you
Don't
do
do
what?
it.
It's a choice if you may decide to choose to do it.
Heads that you don't remain as the backup.
Yeah.
Heads it is.
Okay.
So
so I'm backing up.
Congratulations.
As long as he didn't give me a loaded coin. Oh, it's got heads on both sides.
Yeah. My lucky coin.
Okay, so once we've done that, I will then. I'll put through the request for full authorisation for you, so you'll then get something through at whatever point that you're able to get access. Yeah. Okay, thank you. So, OB2 remain back up. Okay, next item on the finance is outsourcing of payroll. The internal auditor recommended that we outsource the payroll, and Jeff has sent round an email with the full details of that outsourcing.
Which
can
we
you
will
give us?
no, because Victoria can. Because
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah. Do you want to do an update?
Yes.
The accountant said that they couldn't take us on. Didn't
Yes.
want to take us on.
Oh,
Won't
right,
take
okay.
us on.
Yeah.
Hasn't got capacity to take us on.
They haven't got the capacity. Okay.
So
But there was potentially somebody else, wasn't there? Another firm, I think.
what was the, who was it?
I can't remember their name exactly.
No.
But
Because
I
Do we
think
want to pursue that
I
other company?
would prefer to pay the clerk to do clerking work rather than doing their own payroll, because then you've got a contractual relationship with an external provider who can keep up to date with their specialism. And given the fact that that lady, the internal auditor, recommended somebody and it was very reasonably priced, if we can find somebody similar, then it will save you doing the work. Anyway, let's look at it. And
What was the price out of interest?
it was £80 a year.
A year?
Oh,
Oh, right, not a month.
Definitely, isn't it?
It's sensible.
Right.
to-
No wonder they haven't got any capacity to take on anyone else.
Is it worth asking the internal auditor whether they have any other references?
They gave
They
us
gave two, but I
one
think
she
we
didn't know anything about really. She said,
yeah.
I've heard of them.
Yes.
And one she had direct
Yeah. But
communication with.
what you could do is with your cap out membership, etc., see if, or the network of other clerks, whether there's an alternative. But
There are a lot that use that accountant, that's
as well,
which is why this we can't.
yeah.
So £80 a year, I mean, that would, would cost more to pay you the hours to
Probably.
do it.
I
Okay.
certainly think we should keep hunting around for somebody. Yeah.
Does anybody else use an umbrella company? Because that's really what we're talking.
Let's take that off, and we can, because between us, I'm sure we can
Or
find.
even a sort of local accountant who does
that's what I
payroll
mean.
services.
Yeah, exactly. That's what
There's
I'm referring to.
potential.
Yeah. Personally, I would rather have a professional doing the payroll. I'm not saying you can't do it, Victoria, but it's the time and the hassle.
Given the
and
dealing with HMRC that I
absolutely.
had at the beginning of this,
Yes, I'm sure you've done
they
it.
will deal with an agent better than they dealt with me actually.
I think it looks better if you're not doing it yourself as well.
Avoids any sort of potential conflict of interest, doesn't it?
Not that there is, but
No.
No, but
But again, on our risk mapping, we've got, I don't necessarily agree with the positioning of the risk mapping is about the compliance with HMRC rules as well. So. Okay.
okay. So we'll leave that with you to see if there is anyone else. Yeah.
I'll do
Thank
some
you.
research.
Thank you very much. Seventh item under finance is to do with the community infrastructure levy, to receive an update on the balance of our current SIL funds and to consider options for the use of those remaining funds. So we haven't detailed that balance on the agenda.
Because no, it's not on the agenda, but it was circulated last month, and it's £157.26 from memory. But if we can put that as the standing value, and we've circulated the schedule before. In previous minutes, it wasn't always on the minutes, so we lost sight of it. So we can still have it on there, even though it's a trivial value at the moment.
I might have something to absorb the funds.
The £157.
Yeah.
It's difficult finding
I'll
something
talk
that
about
small.
it when I get to my
Excellent.
street light.
You
Oh,
might have
okay.
an arm wrestle with Chris for some grit.
Okay.
hand Ollie for some materials sort of
It's
thing.
obviously anything
Excellent,
infrastructure.
we've got some stuff.
Let's get the coin out again. Bidding war.
I suppose funding of neighbourhood plans do qualify for SIL funds as well. So if there was anything the neighbourhood plan team were thinking would be outside of the consultants.
It's ambiguous in my mind as to whether SIL is or is not, but again, it's a trivial amount at the moment. We've talked about it before on the neighbourhood plan. Let's just carry forward. We've got years to spend it. We're not.
Yeah.
Let's do some. Not discuss it now.
We have had confirmation from HDC that it can be used.
I don't think we have. It's not as clear.
Okay. See what other less or more clear funds that could be used for then. Okay. So considering options, we're going to think about later, Dan. Then yes.
Actually, I think I'm next on the agenda.
Yeah. Okay. Continuing under the same item to discuss the strategic SIL funding round, which is HDC's portion of SIL. They have 2 funding rounds for this year. The first round, the deadline for submission is the 31st of July, but if a suitable project is unlikely to be ready in time to submit then, we do have round 2, which opens in September and will be open, I understand, for a couple of months at that point. That will be a longer window. So as far as a suitable project is concerned, we did put a note on the local Facebook page about any projects that any resident might consider to be suitable for this, that they would be interested in, and ask them to reply to the clerk. Have you had any responses?
I haven't had any responses.
No responses, okay. So as far as suitable projects are concerned, anything to do with infrastructure, so for councillors to perhaps consider. Things we can consider, obviously when we did the parish survey a couple of years ago, there were quite a few items in here that were not to do with the neighbourhood plan, but were to do with general likes and dislikes of people within the village and things that they thought could be improved or replaced or added to. So there are a few indicators within that survey. Couple of things, few things for instance I've picked up on are page 19, various roads improvements, highways improvements that councillors could have a look at. Page 23, dog litter bins were quite a lot of people suggested that would be something they would like in the village. Page 28, quite a few public rights of way improvements, things like providing dog gates next to stiles to make them more accessible, or replacing stiles with hand gates. Also better signage round the footpaths. There was quite strong, strong support, quite high percentage of strong support for those sort of elements.
All good ideas. I think the issue that we had,
So
when we looked
things
at
for
this
us all to
before,
consider.
that this will only give you 80% of the funding. So the balance has got to come from our reserves, which are tight anyway.
Indeed.
So unless we start accumulating some reserves, it's nice to know, but there's no point in applying unless we've got
unless it's something
cost.
Small, but then so we're not having to pay too much.
Yes.
But as you say, 20% of a £50,000 project is not something we're going to be able to do.
No.
Whereas if it was something like a sign or a notice board, which was £1,500, £2,000, possibly. So it's going to be smaller ticket items for consideration. So perhaps if I could ask all councillors to consider that, because I don't think we have anything in play ready to do anything by the end of this month, but perhaps to consider over the summer. So we've got 2 months until September, till round 2 opens, and perhaps start considering those things and have a look at what people said in the survey as well, to guide us. That's the point of the survey, to give us some guidance. So if there's something that you think you're interested in as well, perhaps to start looking at the costs to give us all an idea would be really helpful. Anything else on the sill now? No. Okay, thank you. So moving on, 8th item under finance is street lighting. To receive updates from Dan, please, on any revised energy costs and any inconsistencies in the street lighting operation and how that's going.
Yes, so it was reported by some village night owls that some of the lights on Station Road appeared not to be operating as expected. Okay, despite me receiving acknowledgement that all the work had been completed correctly and done, and I had a certificate and everything. So out of the blue, in June, I received an email from a new person at Peacocks called Darren Davies. Good morning, Daniel. We've completed the photo cell changes on all lanterns except a number on Station Road, which we cannot complete due to the lanterns not being a NEMA socket, which is the receiving part for the photo cell. Okay. I've since had a look, and actually the photo cells on some of them are tiny. The ones that they fitted are kind of like the size of the bottom of the base of the glass there. Which was very, very disappointing, to be honest, considering that they assured me that everything was completed. So I've tried to get a quote for the cells in conduit instead of a NEMA socket, but they do not make them anymore, and it would need a special batch made, which would be very costly. The only idea I can think of is to change the lanterns to a newer spec with a NEMA socket. All testing has been completed. Here are the certificates. So I wrote back and said, thank you for the update. This is very disappointing to read when I was told by Agnes, who is a director of Peacocks Street Lighting, that everything had been completed in full. I've been chased for payment in full, and we have paid in full. What happened there? I put with a question mark. We have no budget for replacing the light fittings, so that will not be an option. Are there any other options for adapters, converters for our existing fittings? I'm happy to work with you on a solution to this. So he came back then and said, I can only apologise. Gareth has left the business, that's who I was dealing with, and invoiced this without knowing it was not fully complete. I will look into this and see if I can find a better solution, cheaper solution, and get back to you. Okay, so at 10:07 today, I've had a reply. Good morning, Daniel. I've managed to get some NEMA sockets to fit to the lanterns. The cost to upgrade each lantern would be £30. So 11 they couldn't do. So 30, lots of 11, £330 to upgrade these existing lanterns.
What have we already paid to upgrade those lanterns that they haven't done?
Well, we paid in total, was it 2,001?
I think it's 1,800 net
plus
VAT for however many it was.
So presumably then they should take off 11 of those.
Oh no, because they need to fit this part to fit the bit that we've already paid for. It's the receiver.
I see, right, okay.
So
it's in addition to what we've already paid for.
Yeah, because they can't fit
so
the bits that we paid.
That.
Yeah, the receiving part's too small. It's a different. It's incompatible socket, if you like. The bits that we've paid for, despite them being involved, you know, we've used Peacock for a number of years.
So where are those bits that we have paid for?
They've got them still.
Right.
So we paid £1,815 for 33 units at £55 a unit.
Yeah. Supply
and install part night NEMA photo cell complete 33. So how many did they actually install? 33? Or
no, so there's 11 they get to do.
22.
22 are done.
So they owe us a refund at first sight.
Yeah, unless we go down this route.
Yeah. So they could give us that free of charge and a little bit of a refund back.
Well, we wouldn't get a refund because
No,
we
because
want
you
them
still
fitted.
need what they've.
They can't.
What
What
they,
they've
what
quoted
they
We
for.
paid for those
Oh,
bits,
but they haven't
can't.
imported.
It's like
sorry,
having
okay.
Yeah.
sticking a
Got it.
round peg in a square
Got
pot,
it. Okay.
or whatever.
Yeah.
They'll push really
So
hard.
we've paid for them, but they haven't managed to install them.
11 of them,
11 of them.
because
Right,
the
okay.
sockets were wrong on the station road lights.
Clear. Okay.
For £330, they'll come, and to be honest with you, that's an absolute bargain for someone to go up, take the lamp
I agree.
fitting off.
Yeah,
Considering they said they couldn't do it,
I agree.
I mean,
yeah.
I would expect that to be per light, but to do them all,
So you mentioned about the SIL funds we have left, the £157.
yes.
I recommend that we use that balance and then the balance out of the refund
So,
that we
yes,
have.
I was going to propose
Yeah.
that we utilise
Sorry,
the £157 balance.
Yes.
I know this is not ideal at all, and I'm
No, I
obviously very
understand.
disappointed.
I know you are, yeah. Thank you for
They
that.
were very difficult to deal with all along.
Yeah.
Actually, 2 of the lights in the 11 of Station Road aren't working at all at the moment, probably because the photo cell that's on them has failed anyway. So by fitting the new socket and the new cell, which we've paid for already, it's highly likely that they'll be operational again.
It's because those are the older lights, aren't they, in Station
Yeah.
Road? Okay.
157.36 we've got left. Yeah.
So, and that's going to cost 330, so that will be another.
So we take the balance out of it.
Have they actually inspected them?
Have they? What, the ones that...
So the reason I asked the question is my experience of old electrical fittings is that they never come apart nicely and go back together nicely again.
Yeah.
So are we actually going to have them up there, take them apart, and half of them don't work afterwards because they're not in the condition you thought they were?
Well, we have to have a 6-year inspection anyway, which is a couple of years off still. But hopefully not. I mean, I think they should feel bad enough that if they've just got to sort it out, haven't they? I mean, I think that clearly they do feel bad, because that's, in my professional opinion, that's so cheap.
Yeah.
To do 11, well, as they should do. I did also get, at the meeting several months ago, I was chasing for some certification on the work that they'd done, and I got something through from Agnes, who's the accounts director, to say, yeah, everything was completed as per, which was obviously wrong. So I do actually have electrical certificates for all the work. This is what I was after originally, but for whatever reason they didn't get what I was talking about.
But we now have.
So
we now
yeah,
have
so
all
there's
the
an electrical
certificates.
certificate for every single lamp
That they've done.
that they've done. Yeah.
Good. So,
Just a silly observation, it's 363, not 330. And it's 11 of them.
Okay, that's he can't add up, can he?
what is it? How
we'll
much?
We'll go for the 330 then.
Is it 30 or?
It's
It's
30 times
30.
11, but he's put 330, so I shall accept his proposal.
At 330.
If you all agree.
He's quoted 330, so.
He has.
yeah.
No.
This is the thing that actually drives the benefit to us, which is the cost down of the electricity.
Yeah,
So
because
if we pay for this.
because they're not all complete, I've not been able to put through the further submission to bring the costs
Bring
down
the cost
further.
down further.
So that's holding it up, because it's massive and I'm not going to do it. I've done it once already, I'm
it's
not
a
going to do it
no-brainer.
twice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll
So-
save the money.
Yeah.
It'll save it.
So by utilising the SIL to pay almost half of that cost, do I have a proposer to proceed as Dan has just explained? So proposed Ollie and a seconder, please. So Jeff seconding, and all those in favour. You can.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, they're not my lights, are they?
No,
Yeah, although they feel like they are.
You don't have to excuse
I know
yourself
everything
on this
about
one.
Have you named them?
Can I ask you a question then,
Thank
Dan?
you.
Knowing you're the light man then,
Christmas light.
Christmas light man, we've got a set, am I right in thinking we've got a set of street lights which were newer, some which are older, so the older ones will need replacing at some point? do we need to start accumulating a bit of reserves? Because looking back over the years, the assets of 24k, that's how much it cost us for the actual, however many it was, I don't have.
Yeah, I mean, it probably would make sense to have some, because one will break one day and we will need to replace it.
Yeah.
So yes, I would say that maybe once I go back to him, I'll ask him what is the lantern fitting cost.
Yes.
So that we can put that in.
Something we can consider.
Well, I don't know who actually owns the pole, or do we own the?
Yeah, we own the whole.
We own the whole thing. Yeah.
Mm.
So there must be a programme that we can, rather than wait all of those years to accumulate.
Yeah, I mean, I can look at the
Yeah,
the new ones we've had fitted. I can
Yeah.
find that I've got all the information on the costs of that.
Great.
Obviously, they would have gone up probably in the last few years.
Yes. Yeah.
I'll just ask them for a new. Although I'd rather not deal with them at all, to be honest. But
They were a lot considerably cheaper than any of the other quotations
Yeah,
that
they
we
were.
received. So
They were.
Balfour Beatty were the other company.
Yes, they were the
but
original.
I think they were massively more expensive than
they were.
And we had a maintenance contract with them at the quote period, didn't we?
Yeah.
We don't have a maintenance
No.
contract now.
Just bear in mind we've only spent £376 this quarter on lighting, rather than for the whole of last
As in the
year.
electricity, you mean?
5,000 and
Yeah.
5,600 the year before.
Yeah.
Mm.
One of the bills was £807,
Yes.
I think.
Yes.
And once we get these
For
done,
one
that
month.
should come down even further.
It will come down
So-
even further.
Good.
So if
Well
we can
done.
make a note, finance group, to we need to consider that for the budget for
Yeah.
next year then. Yes. Thank you very much, Dan. I think you thought your work was more or less over on
I
this,
did.
didn't you?
I did.
Determined to keep you busy, aren't they? Thank you very
That's
much.
fine.
Much appreciated. The 9th item under finance is Village Matters financial support to consider. Village Matters have written to us and would like further support to ensure the continued production of this valued magazine for the communities. So their proposal is that all parish councils pay, I think it's 20p
Yeah.
per household per month. So I think there was a calculation as to how much that is a year, because
It's about
previously we just paid.
£360 and we paid last year 187.
Okay, so it's about double what we paid last year then in that case.
Yes, because it's 10 pence.
Yeah. Okay, so I think it has been noted that about half of the parish councils have agreed to do that and have paid that. Brinkton, I understand, have decided to maintain the same payment as last year. So
I'm not sure.
is that what was reported?
I'm not sure that's correct. I think they made a one-off donation and then they put a clarification in Village Matters. But anyway, that's their issue.
Okay.
It's not nothing to do with us.
So we need to consider what we'd like to do. So the amount of contribution, if any, that we want to make. So would anybody like to
I've got
lead
two questions.
on this? Yeah.
So, does the producer of Village Matters get paid to produce Village Matters? Is one question that I don't know the answer to. And the quality of the paper that it's done on is massively better than it ever used to be, which is obviously going to be huge, a lot more expensive, and I'm not sure the reasoning behind that either.
So do we have any other questions? Because we do have someone in the audience who is a volunteer for Village Matters. May be able to, might not be able to answer them, but may be able to answer the questions. So do councillors have any other questions before
I would
I
like to
close
see
the
their
meeting?
budget, just have reassurance, because we are spending parishioners' money. Personally, I think Village Matters is a great publication. It keeps people informed. But I would like to see what their budget is as well, because it does give grants. It says it gives grants. Where does it get this money from? What's the diligence and the governance behind it? Just because we are spending other people's money.
We're spending public money in order to potentially support it.
Yeah.
So to understand, that's to understand the continued viability.
No,
of the
but I just
production,
want to
or-
understand the budget. I want to understand the finances behind it.
Okay.
I think I'd like to understand the viability, because a one-off additional contribution is one level of ask, but if it then continues year on year at that level, is that being necessary to sustain it? You know, that's a whole other set of questions. So I'd like to understand what Village Matters' plan for return to green would be, if that makes sense.
To ensure that it continues, it doesn't just, it's not just financing it for the next 2 or 3 months, you mean?
No, it's mainly so that we, well, my reading of it is this is a temporary issue and it's not a viability problem. And I'd just like to understand which of the two it is
Okay.
before we make any decision, because it may lead to year-on-year decisions that we kind of almost make without planning to.
Okay. Ollie, do you have any questions on top of that? So, are we happy to close the meeting to ask those questions? Then, yes.
Yep.
So, proposer to close the meeting, please. Dan proposed, Chris seconded. All those in favour? Yes. Do we want to keep the recording running at this point? Are you happy for it to continue running, or would you prefer it to stop?
Yes, I'm happy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so Ginny, there's a few questions there for you.
Right.
So, Dan, if you could just reiterate those two questions
so
you had
just
first,
a question
please.
behind the publishing of it. So who does it, and are they paid in any way for doing it?
The editor
Yeah.
does receive a small amount, and I can't tell you how much that is. Got the feeling it's about £35. It's
Yeah.
very small
Yeah,
amount.
sure.
The printers are based in Oundle, I believe.
Okay.
We have questioned whether those are the best people to go
Yeah.
to, whether there's somebody more competitive, but I think they've been using them for some time.
Yeah.
But certainly that's something that can be looked at. And we are meeting monthly to discuss the sustainability of Village Matters
Yeah.
in all you know, in the whole, in the round. The printing costs have increased, like everything,
Yeah.
but the advertising income has decreased. And so what we've been trying to do is increase the advertising into the magazine. And that has happened, but not to the level that is needed. So you may have noticed this month that we've started the, I don't know what they call it, the 200
Yes.
Yeah, I saw that.
lottery,
Yeah.
which has been, as far as I know, been very well supported so far, which could bring in £200 a month. Is that right? Yes, because it's £2 a ticket. From the notes that I made, and I'm not treasurer or anything like that, the print costs are over £400 per month, and there's a shortfall of 150 to 200 per month. So if we've got this lottery that is providing an income, that will obviously help to sustain us. But whether that's going to be on a monthly basis, I'm not sure. We're trialling this at the moment. The magazine is only printed 11 months of the year. There isn't a January issue, so it is only 11 months. Any other questions that I've not answered?
Did you have a second question? Was that?
Yeah, so mine was just in reference to the quality of the paper. I mean, if they're looking to cut costs, the content's still the same. It's very good quality compared to how it used to be, for sure. I mean, unnecessarily, in my opinion.
It's not nice to have quality paper when you're reading it, but it's not necessary. No.
Yeah.
So that will be a question to ask,
Yeah.
perhaps of the printers, and find out
Yeah, and that's a recent thing as well.
Mm.
It was the same. I mean, it did look like it was done on an old church photocopier in the past, to be fair, but
Right.
it
It used to be, apparently.
Probably.
George White said it,
all right, there you go. So it probably was.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what it looked like to me,
Yeah.
but the content's still the same, isn't it? And if you're trying to cut the cloth accordingly,
It's just
then
the GSM of the paper you're using,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Mm.
yeah,
Hmm.
that's my opinion anyway.
Okay. So as far as budget is concerned, is that something that
Well,
verbally you can receive, or
just as I would like to see the budget, ideally, because we are spending money from the parish council's point of view. We've made a contingency for this type of expenditure, so that's not an issue. But I just want to make sure that yes, okay, other councils have made that decision, but again, if we're challenged by anybody, and everybody's going to have an opinion, that we've done our own collective decision making.
I mean, like the lottery thing on that they're advertising now. If they don't sell enough tickets and we've put money for, we're potentially subsidising the draw then, are we?
No, no. The way that I read it is, if they only collect £100, the prize
Oh,
is
right,
50.
okay.
Yeah, they sell
Okay, so it's
two
half
tickets,
whatever.
half
Yeah,
whatever
okay.
they sell.
Yeah, okay.
okay? So no other funds go into that lottery.
No, that's a
That's
separate
No,
standalone. There's admin fees that you would expect behind it, but
Okay.
it's an imaginative way of doing it. It's creative and it's good,
yeah.
but it's about just being fair. You did a head count, didn't you, Victoria, of roughly what everybody in the villages contributes, and then there's the argument about how much space everybody gets, but everybody is effectively getting two pages, which is ample. But I did a quick review of the June adverts over coffee one morning and just totted it up, and it's about £463 comes in roughly. So even if you take 70% of that, and there's some discounts, etc., that's about 4,000 advertising revenue a year, which is the cost of running it. So I don't know whether, it's a cash book, isn't it? There's money in the bank. You can't go overdrawn in this situation, because that's not the way it's funded. I'd just like to know a little bit more about it, because is this a one-off? Is this continuous? In the past, it was about 7 pence, it's gone to 10, and it's been 10 for ages, so I can understand an uplift, 20 pence. It came out of the charity before, it came out of the parish. Not really, I'm indifferent, whichever, but it's a good communication tool. But I would just like to have a little bit more substance,
Okay.
personally.
And then Chris, your
I
question.
mean, I would like, as well as the stuff that Jeff's requesting, I'd like to understand what modelling is being done in terms of increasing the advert cost versus attrition of advertisers, just to make sure that there isn't an opportunity there. I'm sure you've done that. I'm sure you've got that data available.
Yes, they have. Somebody has come forward to take on the role of advertising coordinator, someone who will try and procure more advertising. But obviously it's all voluntary, so it does depend on goodwill. So I'm not sure how that's going at the moment. We're actually having another meeting tomorrow, so I can ask for the information about
Yeah, I'd just like to
budget.
see some accounts, really,
Yeah.
because you'd have them.
Yeah, exactly. Get the treasurer to.
Yeah, it's like
send them over.
parishioners coming in and looking at the accounts that we administer as well.
Okay. So we had this list provided for us from HDC, an analysis per parish of the number of households and that sort of thing. So we've got an idea of how our size and therefore how much we will be contributing compared to others. So
It's a fair way of doing it.
Yeah.
We don't need to go into the details as times.
So we have.
We've seen it. Yeah.
Okay. So the any other questions at all for Ginny? No. Is there anything else that you would like to add at all, Ginny?
No, I don't think do. So if I
No.
provide that information to you, perhaps you can discuss it next month.
Okay. So are you on the committee?
Yes.
So as well as being the distribution coordinator for Catworth, you're on the
Yes.
committee.
Being-
Right. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you. I suppose we should ask, as we're open at the moment, if any of the other members of the public have anything that they would like to add to this.
Well, at the moment it's monthly. Does it have to be monthly?
It doesn't have to be. It was discussed about having it quarterly, but as a committee, the feeling was if you had it quarterly, people would start to wonder where it was and when the next one was going to be.
It might disappear altogether.
And advertisers would think, well, you know, what is this?
Yeah.
So
I just want to say I like with the check on this. I think it's a really good publication, very useful to the community. So I look as a resident.
If there aren't enough issues, people advertising might not bother yet.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the
So
church service dates would be 3 months at a time.
Yes, which could change.
So as far as our contribution is concerned, we're being asked to provide 20p per household per month. Before we've always given an annual amount.
No, that's not right. It's the same amount. It's 11 times the number of households times 10 pence, which works out about 187. So all we're doing is we're changing the 10 to 20 pence.
Yes, but what I mean is, are you asking for an annual contribution equivalent to that, or asking us to give on a monthly basis on that day?
Annual.
Annual, yes. And so, because in the past we've always given an annual contribution. If we went to monthly, it would increase our administration costs. And yeah, that's all.
Right.
Okay, if that's everything, we will reopen the meeting then, please, at 09:12.
Just for reference, we paid last year's on the 15th of August, so we are coming up to the next round.
Okay, yes.
So,
Yes.
so we know.
So we're almost up to that annual.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So to consider this request, so are we in a position to be making a decision today?
No.
No. Not
I
willing to make a
don't think so.
decision
We
today.
can keep the same amount as last year, and they can invoice us for that in the meantime, and then we'll consider any uplift accordingly, if it helps.
That's another option if we need money very soon.
Well, if we get the information before the 12th of August
Yes.
and approve it, we can pay it straight away,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
then it ties in.
Yeah.
I mean,
Everything.
I think we're slowly gathering all the information I think
Yeah.
that we need,
Yeah.
which is the right thing to do.
Mm.
So I think we should just defer it and then do it,
Yeah.
make
Yes.
a decision in August.
So I think it's just a bit more information for us. We're certainly not saying that we are not going to give any money. It's a consideration as to the amount of money that we're looking to support.
And if
Is
the
that fair
invoice
comment?
yes, that is fair.
Yeah.
And if the invoice can be made out to Catworth Parish Council rather than the church, which it is at the moment as well.
When we come to that.
When we come to
Yes.
that, yeah. Thank
So
you.
yes, so thank you very much, Ginny. So once we receive, if you could forward that information through to the clerk, please, to her email. So clerk@catworthparishcouncil.gov.uk, and then she will let all the councillors know. Thank you very much for your help on that. Items 2607 71.10, still under finance, to consider the village hall defibrillator. First of all, jumping ahead a page here, sorry, forgot I printed on double side. So a report, Ollie, from you. I understand you've had some discussions about the agreement that we would like to put in place with the village hall.
I think high level, understanding the obligations of both parties and both parties saying yes, this is what we're obliged to do, can happen and will happen.
Okay.
Specifically on the agreement as worded, it actually put some obligations in place that shouldn't be there. So, for example, there's an obligation in our agreement with the village hall that the village hall insures the device. Well, that's kind of nothing to do with us and nothing to do with that agreement. There's some concerns from the village hall that there are obligations in there that shouldn't be. And there's a preference that it is done by an exchange of email rather than a single paper document. From that perspective, emails are still contractual, so it doesn't actually matter from a legal standpoint whether it's done that way.
So why not sign it then?
Well, not sign the document because it contains obligations that we are not in a position to put into the document.
So they can amend it,
So it's a draft document.
Well, there's going to be a bit of back and forth on this, but the fundamental, can we get an agreement in place? The answer is yes.
Okay.
What form does the agreement take, and should we ensure that the obligations are only the ones that should be in there? I think are the two things that are going to be, they're going to require some negotiation.
Okay. I mean, if I can just add, you know, certainly I think the original intention was that this is very much a draft document, and this is the sort of thing that the clerk was asking for feedback on. You know, it was very much a first draft. You know, please give us some feedback, and anything that you disagree with, you know, let's talk. And yes.
So
it's not that those
discussion.
are in the final document, but you know. Yeah.
So my suspicion, and again this is conjecture rather than fact, is that the document was seen as heavy-handed and overbearing, and the reaction was emotional rather than factual. And we can overcome this stuff. There is a village hall committee meeting on the 14th, which I've been invited to, so I can talk with the committee about this as opposed to just one person.
Okay.
And I'm hoping I will be able to get, if I can get rid of other obligations out of my calendar, I will go.
Oh, that's really positive. That's very positive.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you, Willie. Yes.
There is another alternative. They could ask for a donation under the donation, and then we could put it through the 137 potentially and do it that way. Then we'd avoid any ambiguity of contract and email, and they say we would like a contribution for the defibrillator, and we go yes.
The whole point of the exercise was to try and avoid this nod and a wink.
Yes, agreed.
He said, she said.
Agreed.
No paperwork, no audit trail.
Yeah.
Well, there were two components, weren't there? There was one was not having the defib on our asset register, and then the other one was the regular payment for maintenance. I think that's right. So,
yeah.
Sorry, I wasn't actually in that meeting.
So
I sort of tried to pick up subsequently.
Well, the defib doesn't belong to us.
No, it's there.
So
but I think those
things
are the
that
two
don't belong
things
to us
that
don't
were
go
being-
on the asset register.
Well, quite, but I think those are the two things that the agreement was trying to make clear, was who owns it
Yes.
and who does the maintenance
Yeah.
of it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
So,
correct. Yeah. So they
provided those two things are sorted, I think we're comfortable with.
Okay.
So the draft agreement where it said, you know, the village hall will be responsible for insuring, so it could just say we are responsible for it.
Well, they just
Or
No,
it
they-
is theirs.
they own it, we maintain it.
Yeah.
I think provided an agreement says that.
I mean, it's up to them if they insure it or not, isn't it? Not
Yeah.
us.
Quite.
I guess.
And where the definition of maintenance is actually you are paying for the refurbishment of the pads, etc., as they expire, etc. So the term maintenance is a little bit ambiguous, but
So how about I continue the conversations with the parish? The man himself.
It's all right, I was watching it.
So if I continue the conversations with the parish council, as I said at the start, there is an agreement in there, and we just need to make sure that both parties are saying the same thing and put the same thing on paper. Everyone happy with that? And I'll take that action and aim to go to the village hall committee meeting on the 14th.
okay.
Okay.
Yes, thank you,
And then
Willie.
you report back, and then we'll take it from there.
Well, hopefully we can just get it done and dusted very quickly. And easily. I believe there is an easy solution here.
Absolutely.
I thought I sent it to you.
Sorry, nothing from the public, sorry.
Oh, sorry, Madam Chairman, you stopped the meeting over the village matters thing. I thought.
Yes, we haven't closed the meeting at the moment. Thank you. Thank you.
Can I suggest we close the meeting for a moment, let Andrew say his piece, and then we can reopen the meeting afterwards?
Do I have a proposer?
Yeah, I'll propose.
Do I have a seconder? And all those in favour? Thank you.
Thank you, Ollie. I was just saying, I did reply to your email with a draft of what I felt was an acceptable form of words for...
You did, and I did receive that. My apologies I haven't got back to you. I've been with it.
Yeah.
And I was just going to suggest I turn up on the 14th, we have a chat, get it sorted out.
You could just reply.
Yeah. We'll get it sorted out. I've taken the action to work with you and whoever else in the village hall committee and sort it.
Yeah.
And I'll do so.
And read section 137, you don't need to do that. That's for expenditure beyond your powers as parish council, but village halls are an allowable expenditure, so you can spend money with us without it invoking section 137. And, excuse me, out of breath. I usually get to meetings a little earlier than that. Yeah, so I would have thought you, rather than just bung us money, you would have wanted to see the invoices, which was what we were proposing.
Yes, we have received the invoices, yeah, and that's correct, and we have paid the invoice for the last 2 periods, yeah, but what hasn't been minuted, Andrew, is because we've paid year 2 and 3, you paid year 1, and it wasn't clear about what the arrangement was because of the lack of minuted audit trail.
Okay, that's, yeah.
And bear in mind, we now get externally audited, so it's getting a bit more rigorous than it has been in the past.
Well, I think you have the opportunity of minuting it today if you choose.
And we have done, and in the last couple of meetings as well.
Do you?
Yeah.
So with the exchange of emails that I've had with Ollie, you should have everything that you
well,
need.
when Ollie sends it to us, and then we can digest it. Yeah, I mean it's simple. It's very, very simple. There shouldn't be any need for any ambiguity or further discussion.
No, I don't think there is.
No, but we need to make sure that you guys, as a village hall, are meeting your obligations as we do for the one that's further down the high street as well, i.e. insuring it as well, because we are paying the 100 or the £50 or whatever for the replacement pads and when they get refreshed, etc. But you should be paying for the insurance work. That's just getting the clarity.
Yeah, well, that's in the email I sent to Ollie in reply to the one he sent me. That we did clarify that.
Fine, but we haven't seen that yet, Andrew.
Well,
yeah, which is why I've said that
which is
I'm
why
moving things forward.
Yeah.
Good.
So the other outstanding, well not outstanding, but the other question mark was to do with whether it's a separate signed agreement or if an email is sufficient. And the clerk has been handling the governance side of our actions. So is there any reason why an email exchange?
Let's discuss it once we've read the email as well. Yeah?
Yeah. So
There's no reason why a document couldn't be signed and then sent by email.
Yes.
You don't need to print it out. It clarifies everything in the same way, whether it's electronic or on paper, but it's easier to file.
And so if it's a separate document, it makes it easier from our end as far as storing it electronically is concerned.
I'd say so.
As long as both parties know where the obligations are.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what format that takes.
Okay. So as the meeting is still closed and open to the public, as we have with other items when it's open, does any of the members of the public wish to say anything or add anything to this discussion? No. Okay.
I just want the invoice out to the right person again, because unfortunately they're going to you and your address so we can have the invoices addressed to the right person. That would be appreciated.
Thank you. So we will open the meeting again, please, now at 9:25. Thank you very much. Thank you. Councillors, anything else to add on that topic other than waiting to see
No.
a document from Ollie?
No, thanks.
No? So we will wait to hear from you, Ollie, on that,
Yep.
for some guidance. Thank you very much. Thank you. Review of parish assets for insurance purposes, final item on the finance. Myself to report on this work in progress. It is still work in progress.
Just a reminder, this is the insurance value of the war memorial.
Not just to do with that,
No,
it's to do with all of our
no,
assets.
No, I haven't finished, but predominantly the war
Yes.
memorial.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is, yes. So I have that in hand, yes, in motion.
Okay.
I will report back next month.
Okay.
Thank you. So moving on, 2607-072, 2025 to 26 audits. Part 1, external audit. To note that the documents for the external audit were submitted on the 23rd of June. Also to note that we have publicised the Notice of Public Rights and the unaudited Annual Governance and Accountability Return. That was publicised on the 15th of June, with the public inspection period running until the 24th of July 2026. Any comments at all with regard
Has
to
anyone come forward,
external
Victoria?
audit?
No.
Okay, and then, as you said earlier, external auditors, they've got the stuff and haven't asked any questions yet.
6 weeks, I think, is the minimum that they suggest they might come back within.
Okay.
Anecdotally, I've seen from other parish clerks that it could be many months before we hear.
Oh, right, okay.
It depends where you are and like however
And
you
she-
submit.
Yeah,
I mean, some people submit them in May if they're really organised. So
okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Right, thank you very much for your work and providing all the information there for us. Thank
Because
you,
we
Victoria.
will have to do an external audit for this current year as well.
Mm.
Yeah. 26, 27 when it comes around, because we've already breached the income level.
So generally that will be the case going forward if we maintain the same income level.
We might not, because
Mm.
we had the electricity fund,
Mm. Oh, right, okay, yeah,
which tips over.
yeah, so
Hopefully not.
we see from one year to the next.
Yes.
Item 0773, review and approval of parish council policies. So the first batch of policies are the various new health and safety. First batch of policies is to note that we have policies due for annual renewal by September, and to assign councillors to do those reviews. So these are ones that we reviewed in September last year. Have we got any offers to review those? Hopefully, as we did them last year, we would hope that we did that in a robust fashion, and there shouldn't be too much more to do. Any offers of doing those for us?
I would like to
September.
propose that they just get dished, so we all just get one each.
Get one each?
Yeah, that's the fairest way.
Well, there are 7 of us, although if only 5 here.
Okay, well, we'll start with those
So-
2 then.
So they're not here.
What have we got? Oh, health and safety is always a good one. No, I don't mind. Like you say, we've had, it seems like we only did this yesterday,
Yeah.
and we did thoroughly review them all, so hopefully it will just be a quick check.
So shall we just go around the table
Yeah.
straight off
It
then?
might be useful for people that hadn't reviewed it last
To have a
year
different
to
reviewer.
have a different.
It's a good idea.
True. Okay. So,
We all reviewed it though, didn't we?
well, we all end up reviewing
Yeah.
them, but it's the person who actually
Yeah.
did the
Editing.
donkey work,
Mm.
as it were, in the first
Yeah.
place. So, the health and safety policy. I think, Ollie, did you review that one last year?
You did a lot of them, didn't you?
You did a lot.
Quite a few between
You
you.
did.
I can't remember which ones there were.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
that sounds awful. I'll do that one.
No, it'd be great now. It'd be really easy.
it will be very easy.
Yeah.
won't it? Okay, so down on the health and safety, the disciplinary policy, I think Chris was the donkey work on this one.
Go on, I'll take it then.
Right, okay,
I'll take the next one then.
okay. And Chris, are there either of these following two that you didn't do last
I
year?
don't remember doing the vexatious complaint.
Okay, so if you would like to take that one then, and I will take the complaints policy and procedure then in that case. Yes? So got those written down. So
That's
that's
2 months on that.
So you've got
so-
2 months
Yeah.
to keep up with the annual
Although I
review.
might bring some up at the next meeting, but need an October review. So.
Well, yes, it's going to be a rolling
Yeah.
programme, isn't it? Yeah.
They're
we'll
all,
deal with
they're
those.
all in a good, pretty good
Try and
They're all
keep
in a
the-
good place.
Try and
aren't
keep the deferrals down though.
they?
Otherwise the list just builds, doesn't it? But we had a lot of work to do, didn't we, last
We did
year?
have a lot of
We had
work,
a lot of catch
an
up.
awful lot of work,
And
yeah.
it was all new to lots of us.
Anyone else want any more water? Jeff, are you okay?
Right.
Okay, 2607 073.2, the grants and donations policy. I think the last person who was looking at amendments on this one was Dan.
Just sent it, we just
It's
loaded
on,
it.
it's on the
11 pages.
drive.
Oh, that's the one you mentioned
11
earlier.
pages.
Yeah.
I've not
Okay.
looked at it yet, so
I'm sorry.
So,
haven't
no,
looked
I
at it.
only did my homework just prior to the meeting.
Okay, so
But
if
I've
we
done it
could,
now, sorry.
lovely. No, if we've got it now, it means we've all got a whole month to look at it. So there we go. So we'll defer that till next month to
Yeah, it is done
do
now,
the
right?
approval. Yes. So now
Well,
on
actually,
the
the
one
content had been approved already. It was we might have borrowed it, so it needed Catworth
Catworth.
inserted
Oh,
instead
right, okay.
of Buckland and various other bits. So
Okay.
I have read through it completely and made sure that it all makes sense without naming.
Lovely. So we've made it specific to Catworth.
Yeah.
Lovely. So it should be hopefully a straightforward approval next month. Then.
Yeah.
Thank you. And that's on to notice on OneDrive. Item 3 under the policies. This is what Victoria told us about in her report. Various new policies and records and this sort of thing, which cropped up in, I believe, in the internal audit as being a requirement, something that we didn't have. So Victoria has spent a lot of time putting all of these together. She's forwarded them to us. Is everybody happy with them?
I have a couple of quick questions / comments. I can either say them now or send them to you subsequently. What's the preference?
You can raise them now, and if I can't
Okay,
answer them,
so,
I can.
the data breach policy, I'm used in sort of commercial world to specifying a data controller because the terminology is important for the legislation. And whilst it describes the clerk as doing the job of the data controller, it doesn't actually say that the clerk is the data controller. Should we do so?
I think the parish council has to be the data controller. I bet it's not supposed to be the clerk.
I've read something as well that says it's the parish council that
Yeah.
should be.
So maybe
The
we need
data
to state that.
controller.
So I don't think we state anywhere in there who the data controller is, and I think we need to.
Okay.
So that was the one on the breach document. On the records I thought was spot on.
Yeah, no, it looks good.
Great. The subject access request. There's a couple of bits about retention policy
Yes.
in there. So the payroll retention, I was going to suggest maybe we actually put a timescale in so everyone knows what it is, because it just says whatever HMRC wants. I think
It's
it's
not
7 years
isn't
at
it?
the moment.
Yeah, it is
So I was
7
just going to
years.
suggest we actually put a time in so we know what we're referring to.
Yeah.
And then the other bit is about secure disposal. And it talks about destruction for electronic copies. So we may want to just be a little bit careful in some of our terminology. Usually if you talk about destruction of electronic copies, you're talking about taking a drill or something to a hard drive, which I don't think is actually what we mean. And it's also talking about permanent disposal of electronic copies on online systems, which I'm not sure is actually possible. So it's just that section about electronic disposal I was going to suggest we take a quick look at as well.
It's usually secure deletion, isn't it? So
Yeah.
that is sufficient.
Yeah, so secure deletion or something, it's a terminology thing rather than anything else. I think we maybe just need to be, because if we're talking about destruction of electronic data,
Where is that?
this is in the secure,
Under secure disposal.
under secure disposal, it talks about,
Oh, securely destroyed.
that's the one.
Right,
it
so
talks about
underneath it says
destruction.
they shall be permanently deleted from live systems, removed from shared drives and deleted from portable devices.
Yeah, so the shared
So-
drives and portable devices is fine. I think you can't delete from live systems because they self-back up all the time. That's kind of the point of the internet, is that it's almost impossible to delete anything from it. So we may
So
just want to
how-
look at terminology
so it's
and figure out
changing the
what the correct wording is.
Yeah.
Perhaps I can help with some wording there.
And that's what the drafts are for. Yep.
That was it.
Thank you.
Thank you for raising
Okay. So that fourth document also needs a little bit more work to get that compliant as far as we're concerned.
So it's the two policies.
The data breach
and the
policy
record
just
retention.
requires it noting as the data controller to be the
Yep.
parish council. I mean, that's a quick one.
Yep. And then the record
So
retention, I
do we
think, is
want
one
to approve
fine
the
thing.
first three? And so the data breach policy, approve it subject to the change to data
Yep.
controlling being the parish councillor.
Mhm.
Sorry, parish council, not councillor. So we could approve the first three, and then the fourth one obviously requires a little bit
Sorry,
more
it's the
wording.
one, two, and four you
Yeah.
can approve. 3 is the one that needs a bit of rewording.
Sorry, I've got the wrong way
That,
around.
that was my mistake when I said
Okay.
that previously.
Right, okay. So that refers to that one, whereas it's there. Okay. So the first, second and fourth of those, if we're happy to approve those, could I please have a proposer, Ollie proposer, Dan seconding, and all those in favour? Thank you. So just the one to carry forward to next month then.
Can I just ask
So
one
thank you.
question under this section? When a councillor leaves and they won't have access to OneDrive, etc., how do we ensure that councillors who have received information and may have saved that, what's the proposed way of working? And it's an open question, it's a rhetorical question probably as well, but that would be something we, as a client, it would be great for you to know.
Impossible.
It's impossible. It is
You can make the
impossible.
request.
But we
I
can
think-
make the request about what is good practice, best practice.
As
We all
council-
sign up to an IT policy that contains this sort of thing. So
Is it explicit enough? I don't
And
know.
as councillors, we do also sign our code of conduct.
We
It's
do,
about
yeah.
being
So we put
being completely
again.
trustworthy.
Yeah,
So some of these things do have to go on trust.
yeah,
That you will then delete everything if you were to leave.
yeah.
So the move to OneDrive is a positive benefit because the recipient doesn't own the document, the author owns the document, and it can be withdrawn again. Whereas if it's sent via an email, it goes into the...
Do we restrict OneDrive download at the moment? Sorry, just having we can still download files, so I think within OneDrive you can stop downloads.
So we just view them.
So you can only view them online. So it may be worth looking at that to your point, Chris.
Yeah.
It's a small point, but I just wanted to raise it
That's good.
because
Yeah.
I think it's useful.
We're not operating any differently than we were when we were getting them by email at the moment anyway, are we? It's just a cleaner process at
Yeah,
the moment.
yeah.
So that's an potential opportunity for improvement.
And to the point you raised previously, Chris, it may be worth just cross-checking our IT policy that we sign up with against
Yeah.
what Victoria has created here. Make sure it does use the same terminology, same obligations.
Okay.
Yeah, will do.
Okay to move on?
Yeah.
Yes.
Thanks
Thank
for
you.
your efforts, though.
Yes.
Nice.
Good effort.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of work there. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Item 2607-074, adoption and approval of new policies with regard to the new clerk's employment. So the home workers risk assessment. So I'm afraid as this is to do with the clerk's employment, Chris, please could you excuse yourself?
It's an
Councillor
opportunity
Chris
to make a cup of
Bales,
tea.
left at 0940. So the risk assessment, it may be very short this, Chris, 'cause, yes. Councillor Janine Turner was reviewing this risk assessment she'd put to the HR group, an alternative to the standard document that was provided with CAPALC, which we didn't think was particularly explicit or particularly helpful. So we have been reviewing that. Jeff, have you had a chance to review hers at all? No, because unfortunately Janine, she's been away the best part of a month, so she got so far and wasn't able to do any more. She did ask if other councillors could, if other members of the HR group, but I don't think anyone has managed to take that on board as yet. So I think we need to defer this one until next month, I'm afraid. So Chris, if you could rejoin us, please. Thank you. Chris rejoined the meeting at 09:41. Moving on, 2607.075, highways. First item is grass cutting, to note the report on June grass cutting and to note the receipt of the grass cutting contribution has been received from County Council for an amount of £587.76. This was received on the 17th of June 2026. This is an amount that they decide how much they're going to give us. We have no say in that. It has not been increased with inflation over the years, sadly. Ollie, obviously you're sort of overarching sort of
so the only thing
person looking after it.
The only thing I'd increment on what we've said is that we're now getting advance notice from Rich about the date that they will be doing the next cut, which I think is going to you, isn't it, Victoria?
Yes.
So as long as we know how we want to publish that, that should be forthcoming every month.
That's good news.
I mean, so far it's been on the last day of each month, or the last working day.
27th, he said, of July, wasn't it? Working on my very poor memory here.
My memory is also poor, I will check that.
If we can let people know, that would be really good.
I put, later point, I put it on a Facebook, I put it on our Facebook page that I haven't quite got round to publicising yet, because we need to discuss that.
Yeah, that's further on in the agenda.
So it's Monday 27th of July is the next round cut.
So what I'm finding with their reports, it's very good they are highlighting any issues they see with either the verges, the hedges or the road close to the verges, which is really helpful actually, because they highlighted the low-hanging branches on Church Lane in May. This month they have actually noted the block drain outside 17 Church Road. Fortunately, I mean, that is one we're already on top of. It's already been reported to County Council, and it is one that I know Janine is dealing with. But very helpful, I have to say, that they are highlighting these things, because we don't always see them, we don't know. So it's just my own personal view on that. And they seem to be doing a good job as well. Very neat.
Get a little
Moving on.
bit pacier, do we think, please?
Yes, thank you. You said you didn't want to chair, so
Yes,
we're moving on. We're moving
let's-
on. Item 2 under highways, HGV watch. To note the report received from Councillor Turner. She provided a written report. Any comments at all from councillors?
No.
No, that's good.
No. So that has started, I understand, the HGV watch. The only thing I would add is that they have received 4 new volunteers after we advertised for that, which is really good. So we thank those new volunteers for coming forward. If you could minute that, please. Yeah. Item 075.3, the Close Pass campaign. This is the cycle signs. I have sent the agreed locations that were agreed last month. I've sent the map through to the organiser, and I have received a response stating that their decision on who they will be funding is due at the end of July. So it's not sort of a given that they will provide signs to everybody. So yes, we will find out at the end of July if they're going to provide those signs or not. Any questions at all? No. Next item, fourth item under highways, is to do with the 7-week closure of the B645 at Kimbolton in July. County Councillor Ian Gardner has already mentioned about this. And I think we've already mentioned, I've already asked the clerk if she could report that on Facebook.
I think we were hoping that there might be something official that we could push out there, so I'll see if there's anything around, or maybe ask Ian if he's got something.
If he's got anything more. Yes,
yeah,
okay.
Official communications. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. So that's due on the 20th of July, I believe, yeah.
Yeah, I'll have to get cracking.
Fifth item under highways is to do with the BT planned works closure on Church Road, which was due yesterday and tomorrow. We have already spoken about that earlier in the meeting, so there's been updates on that. Parking arrangements, just to report that the playing fields have agreed that if the road does get completely shut, they will provide an access code if anyone wants to park their car up at the playing fields. They do keep the gates locked at all times for security purposes, but on request, any member of the public lives down that area, if they want to use that for parking, can apply for a the code for the padlock.
Okay.
So they can apply to either Mary Matthews or through myself. There are a few conditions that both she and I will make clear to anyone who does want to use that, as well as the code.
And if it doesn't happen tomorrow, I will continue to find out when it is going to happen.
So when we do know any more, we will put out news bulletins about that. So thank you very much, Victoria. It has taken an awful lot of your time up in trying to get some answers, I know. Item 0776, Councillors' Reports. First one, Footbath Group Working Party. I have provided a written report which will go as an appendix on the minutes for everybody to read. Any questions at all?
No.
On that? No. So the Footpath Group are now fully up and working again, now that I'm able to get involved. So yes, we're walking the paths. Item 2 under Councillors' Reports is to do with the NVAS sign. I understand that the data submissions from Mike Brazel are up to date.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, so you've got one from just a few days ago. We've had it on here as a ongoing agenda item to consider analysing that data in greater detail. So I know that Dan and Jeff have considered that at some point. So Victoria,
the data isn't great.
I know.
Anyway.
Victoria has all the records, so at some point, if you find yourself with a spare several hours, ask her to send it to you and see what you can do. Yeah. It's getting those spare 3 hours, isn't it?
No, it's priorities.
Exactly. Third item under reports, trees and hedges. Any updates with regard to the tree felling by the
No,
A14?
I haven't received
Nothing?
anything.
Can I
Okay.
make a comment? So it looks like the area that was levelled and watered has been laid to lawn, predominantly to lawn. The fence is still down between that parcel of land and the A14. Now the danger there is you've got the unslip from junction 16 plus 2 lanes of a national speed limit road, and the fact that the fence is down means potentially animals could dart out of there thinking it's a reasonable crossing, and it's only a matter of time, really.
That's in wildlife, you mean?
Wildlife, yeah.
They're more likely to access.
Well, they're going to favour a gap in a fence, and you're straight onto a live lane of the A14 and the onslip that we use.
I think concerns have been obviously raised with several
I think
authorities.
there may be something coming from Bob Turner in due course.
Right.
So I think
Okay.
when he is back from holiday, he'll communicating with me.
Oh,
perhaps,
right,
on that.
okay.
But
So that
yeah.
that would may be able to address
yeah,
that
I don't
issue.
know what that's to do with yet.
Okay, thank you. We shall leave that as a pending item on the agenda for receipt of any further information. Item 4 under reports, winter gritting. Anything further in, Chris?
No
at all?
progress.
No progress further. Okay, we will leave that to you to
Yeah.
keep on top of. Thank you. 5th item under reports, highways, works and issues. Any updates from Councillor Janine Turner and Chris Bales? Anything
Nothing
else going on?
specifically. We must be about due the SAG group meeting again. That's every 3 months, isn't it?
It is. The last one was April,
Yeah.
I think. So yes.
So I'm happy to.
I think they've moved it to every 6 months.
Have they?
Actually. So I think it's an autumn update now.
I might drop.
We'll check that.
I'll drop an email to Alan
Yeah, Alan.
just to get some feedback on
Okay.
the issues that we raised last time.
Yes, rather than leaving it the full 6 months. Okay, thank you. The only other item was from me, just about the poor pothole repair, but again, Councillor Ian Gardner explained that should be done tomorrow on the High Street. Items 260777, the bench on Station Road, to consider the repair and reinstatement of the bench. Ollie, you've been doing some work and you kindly sent round the email trail for us again from when we discussed this at the end of last year, where you detailed all the costs.
Yeah.
Yes.
Bear in mind, a lot of it is just estimates of
Yeah.
what I could find online for replacement versus probable cost. And someone had volunteered their husband, I believe, to do a lot of the work.
They did. We can close the meeting if we would like to officially ask him, if you like.
I'm told.
Can't retract. It's minuted.
It's minuted, yeah. It's
fact.
It's fact.
Just check the blunt instruments in the corner.
So even with volunteer help, I think the original suggestion was that it was more than one volunteer that might be able to assist on this, because it could potentially be fairly heavy work required. So it would need to be more than just the one person. But even so, the effective cost of repairing it, am I right in saying, is somewhere around £200?
Yeah, it's in the couple of hundred, where replacement would be 1,000, possibly 1,000.
Going on for
Yeah,
1,000.
probably not. But it's a decent quality bench, isn't it?
Yeah. I think it's actually
structure.
It had to be driven into something
Yeah, it
to
won't,
actually break. There's also a request from Janine about location of the bench and whether it might be relocated to where it would be more useful than the previous location.
Yeah.
So would it be possible to do that? Because that would then, instead of going into grass, of course, would be going onto tarmac, wouldn't it?
It was on concrete previously, so it actually had concrete footings beneath the bench. There was also a question that we asked at the last meeting about ownership of that bit of land and whether it's highways or... And I don't actually know the situation.
And the
land
gradient.
that it was on previously.
Yeah, but the bit at the top is actually, the gradient's not too bad.
Yeah.
So I don't think that's an issue actually, because I did have a look as I walked past.
So my suggestion would be that we find the volunteer base to allow us to repair the previous bench, because it is a decent quality bench and it could be refurbished successfully. And then the two big questions in my mind are those two locations, which ones we are allowed to work on, and what we do for footings of new bench, the bench going back in.
I would argue that, I would argue that like for like, we could probably get away with without too much, but we'd need highways permission to move it.
Well, we might need highways permission just to do work on that verge if that's highways land. I simply don't know the situation there. I think we could easily argue it was a safety concern because you had jagged bits of metal sticking out for removing it. I think reinstating it we may need permission to do, but I don't know the...
I I think it would be worth the effort to, because that's where they wait now, isn't it?
So the only thing I would say there is, if you look under the grip bin's quite light at the minute with it being empty. But there is indentations in the top of that tarmac from when the grip bin's been full, so it's not simply a case of just mounting a bench. I'm sure you wouldn't anyway.
Whatever we do, we're probably going to have to dig footings to put it down.
Yeah.
So, either position that it might be put into.
Is that part of the footpath that the Parish Council contributed to the cost of the LHI project?
Sorry, which?
Yes,
Which
yes,
part?
I think it is.
That section where the grip bin is, and where they're waiting for the buses.
No, because that was already tarmacked to the road edge.
Was it?
So that's not part of that footpath. But even that footpath we contributed towards doesn't belong to us.
No.
So all pavements and roadside verges
So how about
and
we wait
roadside
until
edges are
Bob
all
is around
county
and we ask
council.
him what the appropriate approach is.
What sort of permissions we need?
It feels like we're on the same page in terms of refurbish the bench, so
Yeah.
comfortable there, and the ask Bob about permissions required.
Yeah.
Allows us to move forward.
Okay, yes. So is that something sort of once they're back from holiday you can refer to Bob Turner? Yes, thank you very much. And then we need to do some advertising for some volunteers, unless we know people we can co-opt into volunteering. Okay, thank you very much, Ollie, for all your work and advice on that. That's much appreciated. Thank you. Item 260778 to do with drain management. It's noted that County Council has confirmed the works to address the drainage issue at Church End near number 63 have been included within its planned maintenance programme for the current financial year, although no further timescales or specific dates for the works are currently available. So if we recall, there was some flash flooding in that area about a month ago. They did come out as a matter of urgency to clear the drains because there were some blocked drains, but they, I think, are of the opinion they need to do more maintenance than just that. So
where is that? Sorry, where's 63?
63, also known as Clark's Cottage, is...
Oh, okay. Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah, okay, thanks.
So it's sort of literally at the bottom of the hill, or the tarmac, to the road part of the hill coming down from Church End, on the opposite side of the road to the triangular green. And the house next to that, going along further along Church Road as well, also suffered some flooding in the garage.
Is that Blatz?
Yeah. So yes, so thank you to Janine Turner for getting some action very quickly on that from the County Council. And so that's the next paragraph, that they attended on the 4th of June and cleared 2 block drains. But obviously there's more work they're thinking of doing, and they will investigate the drain near 17 Church Road, which was highlighted by the grass cutting contractors. As well as, apparently, there's another large pothole at the junction of Fox Road and the A14 slip road, so they will do all that at some point. Any other questions on drain management? No. Item 260779, the planters near the old bus shelter on Station Road. It actually includes the 2 planters either side of the entrance to Yeoman's Close as well. So a volunteer very kindly repaired as well as they could, and actually painted them, the first time they had any coating on them for a long time, and weeded them, And then members of the footpath group replanted them in the middle of June. So I understand some of the plants aren't doing too well.
Job.
Excellent job.
Just
Yeah.
the one plant.
Thank you.
Yeah, so some of the plants need a little bit more, but we'll see how we get on with that. One thing that we should note here is that some of the planters really are not going to survive an awful lot longer. So in the autumn, once those plants are finished, we probably do need to consider whether we want to replace those. But that can be on the agenda in a couple of months' time.
Let's get some quotes then.
So perhaps for September we can, September, October, think about that, because those flowers will keep going through till October. 260780, social media presence. So if I can pass over to Victoria, who's been handling this,
Okay,
to
so
explain what's going on.
I've set up the Facebook page and I've populated it with a few bits, but I haven't advertised it because with the Facebook page we can't stop comments coming in, so we need to decide how we respond, or if we respond to anything. We're able to moderate comments, delete comments, we're allowed to, I put a policy on there for commenting about what's acceptable, what's not acceptable, but I did wonder if we needed to look at social media policy to guide how we might respond to anything that appears on that page.
The social media policy at the moment doesn't really cater for...
Well, we never had a page
For any of
before,
that.
so we've always said we don't engage, we turn commenting off. But
When
this
we
is
just make a
when we
post.
make a post
Yeah.
as a profile. But we would have to potentially deal with people commenting and what our policy is for dealing with that. I'm happy to make it go live as long as we have a coherent approach for dealing with any comments on there or engaging. Obviously, our policy is not to engage.
Because this is the appropriate forum to engage.
But
Or
having a statement to say it is our policy not to engage.
Or if you would like to engage the parish council,
Please
come to a
contact-
meeting and do so.
Or contact the clerk, do
Or
it via
send an
the
email,
appropriate channels, which is
Yeah.
what I've put in a pinned post at the top of the page.
And you've got a link to the normal parish council website
Yeah.
as well.
Whether we need anything more than that, whether that suffices instead of adding anything to the social media policy. The guidance is there on the Facebook page.
Or if people want to know what's going on, they'll go to this, won't they?
This is our
That's it.
place to advertise
Absolutely.
from.
We need to be very, very careful deleting comments.
I don't think, unless it is offensive or unlawful. I think I've listed all this on the page.
You have, yeah.
Yeah. So as long as we have our rules for what we do.
so people would be free to comment amongst themselves, but we wouldn't then add any
Yeah.
commentary to
Yeah, we
that.
can't get involved, can we?
No.
Or we just respond to anything with, if you wish to address anything to the parish council, please attend the meeting or email the clerk.
Yeah.
That's the response.
Just
Yeah,
a
that is the
generic
response.
statement that is
Yeah, that's
copy
it.
paste.
Because we've
Yeah.
always said we can't have just one person responding
No.
to those,
Absolutely.
because it should be a response from the whole
Everyone,
council,
yeah.
not just from one councillor or the clerk.
The only comment I'd make, Victoria, is I don't know if it's possible for the pinned post you've done has all of the content, but you've got to actually click into it to see that. I don't know if it's possible somewhere on the page to just have that
Like
comment
a banner
bit
type of thing.
that's permanently visible for everyone.
How did you get into that then?
No,
Just
follow-
as
follow
an
the
example.
Yeah, she's got 3 followers now.
Well, I've got a different. See, I've got a slightly different
So
layout
if you-
than yours.
That's-
We've
Right.
increased by 50% our followers.
So is that possible to have a sort of like permanent banner,
I
as it
could
were,
put
on the
something,
front
well,
page?
there's
Where's
a,
that?
what's it called,
It's
at the
slightly
top.
different view, isn't it?
Isn't it right page? There's this bit,
Yeah.
this area
Different
here, that's got the
ways of
photograph
looking
in, that you put text
You've got,
into
I've got posts in the back.
as well,
you've got
so it would
all-
always be visible.
See?
Um,
I don't have all.
you see, you have information here, but it
Yeah.
doesn't allow you to put very much up into
No.
there. That's as much as you can get into that.
You can walk the field in the daylight if we ever manage
If we
to see
That's the
daylight.
post that we're talking about. That's the-
So to proceed on this then, we need to investigate a little bit further, I think, before we go live, as
Yes.
to whether we can put a permanent banner on that front page that
Well,
Well, I
states
can
what
put
we've
something
just
of
said.
where that photograph is at the top.
I think it
and
is
then
live,
reduce
isn't
that.
it? It's just not advertised.
Yeah,
As well, yes,
live,
before
it's
it gets
I've just not told
advertised, I mean.
anyone it's there,
Yeah.
apart from
Nice.
everyone who's watching.
And also we need to review to see if our social media policy is adequate.
Yeah, I think so.
And the follower
So-
list is private. Okay.
Okay, so the social media policy is on our website, so if everybody could have a look at that for next meeting, I think would be our suggestion, yes?
Yeah.
Or if you could perhaps circulate that policy to all
Yeah, I can
councillors.
send it out again, yeah.
How about we put a policies bit on OneDrive?
Well, that's a
Oh, yes.
very simple and efficient idea.
It's just so that we all get something to tell us that we have to do it, that's all. So we know we've got to do it, rather than just turn up next meeting and no one's had a look. So as long as we get a
There's already one in
notification.
there.
There's what?
There's already one in there.
There is, but it's not under a separate folder.
I
I mean, it is on the
didn't dare make
website.
a folder because I didn't want to mess with the
So-
folder structure. So I thought I'll just see if it works.
And it does
It
work.
does work, that's
Yeah.
good.
So even just a notification from the clerk to all councillors, you don't need to even put it on OneDrive, just to say it's on the website, can you have a look and see what you think?
Mm.
Full words to that effect.
Yeah, everything
Yes.
is there. The current version of everything is on the website.
Yeah, so, and then we will consider that.
In fact, I
once we've-
could say now to most of you that it's there. Go have a look.
It is
No.
there, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Except one.
Right, we will have a look next month. Yes, thank you. And thank you for setting that up as well. Yes. Item 2607-081, Village Matters Report. Next one needs to be submitted by the 15th of July, so we've actually got a whole week to get that done. Quite often we have one day to get something. Don't think there's anything particularly notable to put in this month. I know we've talked about a lot of things, but
The word limit then, Leslie.
Might not chop the end off.
Can advertise the Facebook page.
You could.
but we haven't agreed that yet. That's
No, but-
next month. Yeah, we're deferring till next month to do
Come
that,
and
so we
see.
can't yet do that.
Yes.
The new Catworth Parish Council.
So next month that can go on.
Build the excitement.
Brand recognition.
Yeah.
Apart from that, yeah, if there's anything else I think of, advertise for some more volunteers. Yes, for the bench. That's probably about it, really, this time. Yeah, I'll see what's what. And now that we have a word limit, I will keep to the word limit. 2607-082, to note that the 1 year free extended trial of Parish online has been signed up for, and the clerk has also obtained public sector geospatial agreement licence, and the Catnet team have already accessed that, and they required that licence in order to do so.
Oh, good.
So thank you for getting that in place. So thank you. Item 2607-083, the CPR training, to discuss the rescheduling of the CPR training. Janine obviously set that up originally, we had to postpone. She's not here at the moment to be able to do anything, so I propose that we wait until she's available to take that further forward.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. And 2607-084, councillor training. Any training or webinars attended since the last meeting? No? Okay. There are various cyber security things coming up, I think, monthly, which are free. We're going to do one in August.
Yeah.
So,
And if you follow the link to that form, you can say, actually, I'm not available for any of these, and it puts you on the mailing list for when the next ones appear. So then it'll tell you.
and they're free. So, good. Okay, so we can have a look at that in our leisure. Thank you. 2607-085, correspondence list. Full list was circulated prior to the meeting. Any comments at all on any of the correspondence that's not already been dealt with in the meeting?
Not from me.
No, all fine. Good. 2607-086, exclusion of the press and public. We have a resolution to consider under the Public Bodies Admission to Meetings Act 1960. It's a long time ago, isn't it? To exclude the press and public from the meeting for this next item due to the confidential nature of the business to be transacted. So thank you very much, members of the public, for coming. It's been lovely to see you. Thank you for your contributions. And we look forward to seeing you next month.
Do the washing up.
Thank you.
See you later.
And Chris will need to, and Victoria as well, please, if you wouldn't mind stretching your legs.
Chris,
Yeah.
can you stop the recording?
For a little while. And yes, if we could then please, I will then announce the following item. Next meeting will be on Wednesday, the 12th of August at 7:30 in Catworth Village